There's a lot of pressure on you, CT, because you are the go-to tech guy. So when shit fucks up on your channel, it's like
Wait. I hear Barr. I hear Barr.
It's good.
There we go. I heard it.
there it is.
Hey,
That's
John,
so cool.
why did I just have to approve what you said? Did the CT have some type of?
Probably because I said shit.
Oh,
Somebody has their
I don't know if anyone can hear you.
I don't hear
Cleveland.
CT though.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Everybody's saying, Barr, you got an echo from what Mike beat.
Yeah, you're good.
Can
good.
everybody hear me good?
I'll mute mine now. There.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yep,
yeah.
you're good. I heard.
Good.
Let's go. Oh,
3 minutes in, we solved it. Good job.
CT, they said Teddy Riley was in charge of your soundboard.
Now it's lagging like a mother.
What? It looks good on my end, John.
No, I'm talking about audio. Or maybe it's just, I don't know.
that's that Arkansas internet.
CT is me.
Oh, man. I got full bars down here.
What?
Rick had one. You good now? What?
Says can't hear you, Cleveland.
Hey gang, what's up, everyone?
Let me get some fire emojis in the chat if you guys can hear me. 1, 2, 3. Let's go round robin. Make sure everybody has good sound check. What's the delay on this? Like 30 seconds?
Hear everyone.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, there we go. Sweet.
Where's Spinelli at?
He ain't here tonight.
They voted him off.
He's
Those
on
guys
Twitch.
voted him off.
We voted him
He's
off.
off the island.
Those guys voted him
We
off.
voted him off the island, the quarantine island.
Y'all guys giving back, y'all giving back money? Oh,
Give me back money for.
events. And it's, here's where
no
it
doubt.
sucks.
No.
Like,
I have given back money. I've given back money on 2 occasions.
all right,
Yep.
so here's the situation I'm currently dealing with. So I've got brides that have paid in advance for like the events in August, September, or whatever. They've moved them, and now they don't want to have them anymore. So they're cool with me keeping the deposit, but they want all their money back. So
I get that. I get
it too. I mean, I get
Yeah.
it totally. But I just got an email from a bridal planner, like literally when we hopped on. Their deposit, is $450, but now they want, essentially they want $2,000 back, which is the
That's a
event
lot of money.
minus their deposit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, April kicked my ass. I think I gave almost, I think it was close to $8,000 or so back.
Ugh.
Wow, dude.
Wow.
It's been a
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Rand?
Yeah. See, I'm only in the whole 1,200 because my deposits are $600 around, but the only way I issued refunds is if they kind of caught me on a technicality where it's like, hey, you were supposed to be our DJ, we booked your company because we want, they were just giving me a hard ass because I reassigned them a new DJ and they were like, nope, not having it, and so I just said, fuck it, I don't want to deal with it, so I just refunded.
I think from now on, because the only people that I've like technically had to give money back to were people that either canceled, but the majority of it's people that have paid in full and now they want to cancel. And I think from here on out, don't pay me in full. Pay me 30 days before, and we'll just take it from there because that money is due then. At least that's what it is in my contract. So I don't want to be paid any before. That I want the deposit, and then I want your final payment 30 days prior, because I don't want to be in another position where I got to give back a large sum of money because there's no in my contract. It's if you cancel 30 days out, I keep the money, but if not, then you get your money back minus the deposit. It's
Right.
It's depressing, especially when you have a baby on the way.
We
This
haven't
whole
given.
thing has been super interesting with it. Sorry, Terry, I didn't mean
No,
to
do your
cut you
thing.
off.
No, do your thing.
I honestly thought that our contract was, and I still do feel like it was extremely ironclad, but I feel like this situation has caused certain events to happen that I do not think that any of us would have been able to see outside of a worldwide pandemic going on. Like I had a particular situation where I had a client cancel. It was COVID related, not because anybody wanted to, but it was like 4 days away from their wedding. I actually did not know this. They didn't make me aware of this. And this was like two completely separate last names, but we're also doing his sister's wedding in December. His sister was good to go. Everything was cool with her. She had paid her retainer. They had paid their retainer as well, and they wanted to take their retainer money and they wanted to apply that to the remaining balance of the sister's wedding.
I've seen
and
that.
There's nothing in my contract. Well, there is now, but there wasn't about transferring money from one client to another. So I did that because I had no way to fight it. And so I essentially ended up refunding their retainer, and then I gave them $150 back because that was what was left over from the difference of the two. It's crazy situation. Crazy.
So, in your sense, Eyecon, do you think you should give full payment and everything back, or do you think that it should just be like, no, you still booked that day, maybe, I'll give you a little bit back, but hey, come on, like, I gotta live too.
I number one, I'm gonna guess that you guys have already spoke about this, and I number two, I'm gonna guess that Terry's laughing because he's interested in what my response is gonna be to this. Man, one thing I find is like I wouldn't classify any of us as being this like, larger than life giant company where we're all just sitting on unlimited funds to return to people. And so what I've found is that it seems like, it kind of goes by a case by case basis where it's almost a fight between trying to stay in business, but then also wanting to be a good person and understanding what these people are going through. With us specifically, we rescheduled a ton of events. We did have a lot of people. I mean, I could count them on two hands that like actually canceled. And so we did have money that went out to people. What we tried to do was obviously push for rescheduling things. And then we gave them up to 12 months. We would take their money and basically put it in like a suspended account, of sorts. And so give them 12 months to reschedule. And thankfully I have enough guys on staff where we were able to figure that out for all of those people that did want to reschedule.
But even that's not consistent because we tried the whole 12-month thing. And obviously because of COVID, people are still trying to change their dates again. So I had people that were scheduled for, say, March. So they moved it to, January, February, or March. And then all of a sudden, now they're like, oh, I'm not really sure what's going to happen in January, February, March.
Sure.
I need to move it to August. I need to move it to September. And it's like, you can't just say, no, I said 12 months because you're going to deal with that. I've had people reschedule at least 2 to 3 times now, probably 70% of my clients, and because everybody wants to have it as early as possible, but it's not realistic. So it's a tough one. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's a tough one. We've had to give money back. We are going to give money back to 3 clients. However, we are not giving money back now because we don't have the money to give. This is a business and a business has to remain open. And the only way to do that is with capital. So if we spend all our capital on deposits that legally speaking, technically speaking, are not even refundable, they have to wait. They have to wait until we actually have more money coming in. So that's what we've told people. It's like, look, we want to give you your money back. We understand. Like I had a client who booked a wedding for June. Fine. They're like, we're not having it in June now. Can we get our money back? I'm like, I will give you your money back. It's just not going to happen until we start getting a steady flow of income in. And then we'll give you your money back. But until then, you're out of luck, just like we are. We barely have any money coming in right now.
Hey, Cleveland, you want to introduce our special guest?
I would love to. So
please.
Now that everybody can hear everybody, which is great. Obviously we have the standard quarantine people, although we're missing Brandon, as I can see there. Brandon's not in today, couldn't make it, but
too busy making money with them Red Max Events products.
Everybody else is making money but me. Everybody else, just Barr and I. So we.
Yeah, you're totally.
So
The
it's
rich just get richer.
exactly. So we are, if you've noticed, we've started bringing in new people as kind of guest speakers on our events, and obviously the first one was Rachel, and now we got world famous DJ Eyecon from the Rain DJ community.
Pressure, bro.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So if you can just tell them a little bit about yourself, Eyecon, so they know who they're talking with, and we'll move on as far as introducing all the standard people. But let's start with you.
Yeah, sure. DJ name is Eyecon, spelled Eyecon. There's a couple of us in the industry now, which is interesting. The other Icon, like Ikon, we actually look the exact same. He's like 4 inches taller than me. We saw each other at NAMM. It was super strange. But he's I've have been in the industry
waiting to happen.
yeah, facts. Been in the industry for a long time. I've been kind of learning since I was 12. 35 now. Did the club thing for the longest time. Still doing the club thing. Official Rain DJ. I've worked with a bunch of other companies. Jetpack, AGI Pro DJ, Smash Vision. I mean, there's a long list of people that I've had the pleasure of working with and establishing relationships with. Probably, I'm going to say 2-ish years ago, started my own mobile company called Eyecon Entertainment. We're based in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We cover from Wilmington, North Carolina, down to Charleston, South Carolina-ish, somewhere around there. Yeah, just happy to be here. Happy to be amongst like-minded individuals and BS a little bit, you know.
Fair enough. So let's go around.
I'll clap for myself. Clap for myself around here.
Which one are you using? Is that Ecamm or is that OBS?
Yeah, I'm actually going Ecamm into
Okay.
Zoom.
Yeah. Ecamm's the way. That's what I'm using when it wants to work properly. Let's move up to the top corner. Whoopig.
What's going on? DJ Whoopig out of Central Arkansas. You can call me DJ Broke Pig because I'm giving back all these refunds. We are getting back to work this weekend, which is dope. We got 3 weddings going on, so that's fun. Yeah, man, just trying to keep my mind occupied. It's a strange world we're living in.
Someone calling you there?
Yeah, y'all continue.
They're asking for money
on the phone.
We want our money back. Refund. Let's move over.
Any tips for DJs?
He's like, hey, I watch your channel on YouTube. I have this mixer. Jay, you're up.
Can I get a refund?
It's DJ J Book saving the city. Oh wait, that's not my tagline.
Change clothes.
Almost.
Nah, it's DJ J Book out of Columbia SC. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I tried to do an event this past weekend, but the bottom fell out of the sky, so wasn't able to do so. So that's about it. Nothing really going on. Don't have much to update and stuff as far as the gigs and stuff go, but hopefully ready to get back to work soon.
Wait a minute. So did you put up a gig log?
Negative. All I did was show a picture of rain in my background with this face.
You should have done a gig log, man.
Dude, you should have made a gig log out of not doing a gig.
Yeah, definitely do that.
It would have been 2 minutes long.
That would have been a great story.
Thanks everybody for coming and change clothes. Wait,
Bro, that's a golden clickbait title.
That's 2 minutes long, 10,000 views.
You could have had that like story about we're triumphing over COVID, and then like you show yourself and you're like, yep, wait, well, COVID won again.
Yeah, I actually have one.
Rick, I can't write that fast. Go ahead.
Speaking of Rick,
I love those memes. 2020 plans, and then it's like 2020.
Yeah. There's so many of those.
Rick, you're up.
Oh, I'm up. Oh, DJ Rick Webb, what up?
Say something, man. Say something.
Short and
Say
sweet.
something. Short and sweet, baby. DJ Rick Webb.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about your neighbor.
Hey, it should have been DJ Rick Webb, the White Claw King.
All right, here, let me stretch.
Yeah,
before
let's
I
not
get
talk
this
about
going.
that.
The White Claw King.
Who saw the end of that stream? Anybody?
I did.
Oh shit. long as you didn't clip it.
White Claw King.
I got the clip.
Shut the fuck up, Rick.
No one cares about you. Moving on. Barr?
I am important, okay?
Who are you again?
Eric Massengale.
Where can they find you?
Find me on Facebook pretty much only. I guess you can find me on Instagram too if you want to follow a meme account. Do DJ event planner accounts, automate your DJ event planner stuff, and that's it.
It's
Barr.
funny. I have to approve like every comment you write right now. 'Cause
Really?
Everything he writes has a cuss word in it, so it automatically flags.
I'm just trying to relate
You
to
don't,
the
I don't have to
people.
click it anymore.
Wait, hold on. So if I make him a moderator, does it get better?
Yeah, he won't. It will automatically go through.
I get better if you make me a moderator.
It's better for him.
My language gets better.
All right, Barr, you're up.
What's up? I'm Barr. I make videos. That's it, right?
Zing.
Hey,
This guy.
and he grew up
Mojo.
poor.
Oh yeah, group four.
I'm DJ Mojo, Saving City one party at a time from Southern California. I am backed up on my YouTube videos. I'm posting up videos from 2019. So
Oh my god.
Your microphone sounds
I know it's
crispy
taking
as
me a
hell.
while.
Yeah, I was just
It's
gonna
taking me
say,
a while.
your mic just cut through all of us, dude. It sounded very
Yeah.
powerful.
Oh,
It
really?
does.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
It's always
Mojo
powerful.
This is good.
provides grade A quality, bro. You guys got to know that by now.
Only the best for Mojo.
Well, thanks, bro.
Yeah, but, Mojo, you've been posting stuff though. I've been seeing you. I've been getting.
Yeah,
notifications.
Yeah, your last video, you just did one. I watched that old one.
So,
Yeah.
thanks, guys. Yeah, it was shout out to my videographers out there. Like, I can't take the credit too much. I mean, they just film it, put it together. But yeah, it saves so much time.
Are they handling all that for you? Like, are you not doing anything when it comes to the actual production, or like they're filming, they're editing? Or are you just cutting a check and that's it?
Yeah, so they're filming, they're editing it, and then all what I have to worry about is just posting it up.
Damn,
And
dude, I
you-
need to
You
get on
guys
that
thought
one.
I was bougie just having an editor.
He still has to.
You have one too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have a filmer.
Oh, dude,
That's a
I
whole
think it's
nother
worth
level.
it. I think
Yeah,
it's worth
you
it.
can tell by Mojo's quality. Like
Mhm.
his shots are actually steady.
What are you trying to say?
No, and just in general, like whenever I do my B-roll shots, they're all like shaky.
No, because the ones who I had as videographers, they brought their own gimbal,
Yeah.
and if they don't have one, then they use mine. But
How long are they with
Helps
you?
them
Are
out.
they with you the entire night to film, or they're just
for the
with-
most part, yeah, till the end because they need to get that closing shot and just making sure that things are
Wow.
good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's
How much you paying?
I know, for real. You don't have to say
minimum
it.
wage, I think, but
Oh, better
Yeah.
question. How much are you charging?
What's minimum wage in Cal?
$72
forget, man.
an hour. That's minimum wage in California.
Mojo's a
72, how
businessman.
much?
man.
Sounds about
He
right.
knows what he ain't taking a loss like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask Mojo, have you taken
But-
any losses? Have you had to refund anything?
yeah, I actually did. Well, actually, it was a partial, and she understood because it was just out of fear. It wasn't government mandated. It was just I want to cancel, kind of deal. And technically, you know, based on my contract, you know, it's non-refundable. But just to make it work for both of us, I gave a couple $100 back, just to help her out too. But just something that somewhere in the middle. I didn't give a full refund on that. And then I had another couple who, instead of refunding, because CT, you know, I understand, like, you know, we can't give the money back right away, you know, so we came to an agreement where we'll see how things come along, because their wedding's not till October, so we have plenty of time to see how things are going then. And then if anything, either I DJ not necessarily their wedding, but maybe a future event that they may have, whether it's a birthday, baby shower, or something. We'll put that deposit towards a future event, not necessarily a wedding.
Did you guys
yeah.
see that? Some people were getting bad reviews because they weren't issuing refunds. Like I don't know if you guys follow Jack Bermio, but he got hit with a bad review. I think Eric got hit with a bad review too.
Multiple.
Wait,
yeah.
why? What
Because
happened?
well, when you don't issue
fuck yourself.
when you don't issue the refunds, you know, some of these people are like, you know, I'm coming after you, all my coworkers, all my cousins, all my brothers and sisters. We're all gonna like spam review, you know, and that's what I was scared of. I know that I saw that coming too.
Can they even do that though? I mean, can't you just
Hell
like say,
yes.
say no? I know they can, but I'm saying like, what if they left you 20 horrible reviews on Wedding Wire? Couldn't you just contact them and be like, "Yo, fam, this is
I
a
did.
Eric went
That
through
literally
this.
happened to me. The couple left us 35
Damn.
terrible reviews
Jesus.
across Wedding Wire, The Knot, good.
Swallow
they got
that.
a couple on Google, Yelp.
So you're out of business
Facebook.
now, right? You're out of business.
Did you just say, "Here's your money back"? Hope you're happy.
I was like, you know what? Maybe I can just bend for you. Yeah, but
Dang.
gave them 50% refund.
Wait. So did they remove the reviews after you gave them the money back?
Yeah, well, not all of them because there were too many and they lost track. But the
They were
majority
creating
of them,
random emails, making these.
the majority of them, yeah, they got removed.
Dude, so you did have to give them the money back, and you got the reviews
Yeah.
too?
Yeah. Oh, I learned my lesson.
Dude, that's hard.
I played it much safer in the future.
Dude, so what would you do now? What do you mean by that?
Well,
would you do?
first I test the waters. First, I'm about to check your personality based on my response. I'm like, well, we're not like really doing refunds, but like that's it, and like catch the vibe of like how pissed they're about.
If they're
to
just like,
be.
oh, okay.
Yeah, if they
Or if
say
they're
like,
like, "Wait,
I
what?"
understand, blah blah blah. I'm like, yep, fuck you, all right, bye. And then if they're like, it sucks
You
because
said
then
what?
it sucks because then I'm taking advantage of the
weaker.
the nice people, which does not make me feel good, but it is what it is. And due to that, I haven't had to give that many refunds. I think we've given 4.
You got to start out with the preemptive. We sent all of our clients messages like, this is what we're doing. We're allowing you to reschedule, blah, blah, blah. It didn't even mention refunds whatsoever. So then the random people that were like, I want my money back, it had to be a really, really like hard reason for it. Not just, I'm not really sure like I had a client say, we're going to reschedule, but I want you to refund my money now. We're going to reschedule with you. We're going to book you guys, but we're just not sure yet. So we don't want our money to be held up. And just like, look, that's fine. But legally, if I give you your money back, well, first off, I'm not giving you your money back because you have a contract with me. And there's nothing in my contract that states that you can just cancel just because of the thought of a problem. It has to be a reason for your cancellation, like a statewide, you can't work anymore. But if their party is not for 2 to 3 months, technically speaking, they really don't get their money back because we're not there yet. Once we get to that place, then maybe we can have a conversation. But until then,
what if they paid in full and that's
if they pay in full and their event is, say, 3 to 6 months out, I would keep the deposit and then give them the remaining back. Yeah, if it was like a month out, legally speaking, I mean, I'm entitled to 2/3 of the money. So, and I actually had a client that tried to. She said, "Well, we had to cancel because of COVID," and I said, "That's fine, but you're going to reschedule." She goes, "I'm not really sure." She goes, "But I want all my money back," and I said, "Look, legally, I'm entitled to 2/3, so let's figure out a good number that makes sense for everyone. I don't want to screw you, but we don't have the money to just drop on you." And then she was like, "Okay, well, that's fine. We can talk about it. But for the moment, I'm just going to go ahead and file a chargeback with my credit card company."
Oh my God.
And I literally said, well, okay, that's a whole different conversation. It's like, what do you mean? I said, the moment you file a chargeback, all bets are off. I will literally defend my contract. So that's up to you to decide what you want to do. I'm trying to work with you, but if you don't want to work with me, I'm not working with you. So
if they won't bend, it's no one's fault. And
exactly.
I understand. It's not the client's fault. But it's not our fault either. So if we're about to bend over backwards for a client, they've got to bend a little bit too, and it's only fair. Like, I'm not even saying like, oh, fuck you, I'm keeping all your money or anything like that. But like, come on, like, work with me here.
I definitely think it's on both of our behalves, like us as the entertainment and then them as a client. Situation like this where it's not their fault, it's not ours. It's up to both of us to take some type of responsibility for the situation and figure out some type of solution that's a case by case basis, like I mentioned, that works for everybody.
Right.
Hey,
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask John. John, do you do you encourage like getting payments up front? Because it seemed like you had a couple of these payment up front. I get a couple clients who do that, and I usually hate it. Like when the stimulus check came out, a lot of people paid me up front.
Yeah,
what's going on? A lot of people are paying me up front, and I don't like that. So I don't usually encourage that for my clients.
Yeah, it's not something that I encourage. You know, our deposit situation has always been 30% for deposit with the remaining balance due 30 days prior to the event. It's 30-30 rule. But with like DJ Event Planner, they can go on at any time and make a payment. So, you know, 5 days after they sign the contract, if they want to go in and knock it out, I mean, I'm not going to tell them not to do it because essentially they're just paying me early, and nobody expects the worst to happen. And generally, if I have an event cancellation, I've got the money to float it. And I've still got the money to float it now, but it's when the floodgates open and, you know, and you're refunding, you know, big numbers at one time because they want to cancel a wedding in September and just get eloped. I don't want to fight the legal battle of trying to keep that money. I'd rather just give it back to them and maybe work with them in the future, which probably is never going to happen. But I don't want them putting 25 fake bad reviews on my way. I would much rather deal with losing the money than losing the rating that we have in the state as far as
the rating is really important, as stupid as it is, but people take that stuff to heart, and doesn't matter what you say or what you try to rebut later on. They're like, nope, this client didn't like him, so I don't like him now either.
And that's something that I've never liked about our industry, dude. Everybody is like a perfect rating. Like, you know, you see a restaurant 4 stars, you're like, damn, that's a good restaurant.
Yeah.
If you see a DJ that's 4 stars, you're like, fuck, go running
That's
for
a
the
terrible
hills.
DJ.
It's like, why is our industry so screwed like that?
True. Oh, by the way, hold your stop for a second. Scion, thank you for the $5 super chat, ramping it up early. I appreciate that. I think this is a good starting point for the super chat money to come through. So let's follow Scion, and let's do what we do.
All questions following.
Attach a question to the donation, and we'll start some topics up.
That sounds like.
So here's one from Lady Beats. She says, "Do any of you save a percentage of your money for retirement?" That is a very good question.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody's different in California now because everybody's required to be on a W-2. It's a little different for us, but I don't know about the people that aren't required. Like, what are you guys doing?
I put back 5%, and it's not something that I directly do. Like, my CPA handles all of the financials, so
Nice.
he pays the taxes, he puts the money in the IRAs for retirement, all that. It's just a smart move, especially if you're working for yourself. Like any day job that you have, if it's not a shitty day job, they're going to, you know, match, or they're going to put a little bit in a retirement account that you can match, or they're going to match 100%. And generally that's somewhere around the 5% mark. So I just, you know, why not? Because we all want to make $1 million being a DJ, but at some point in time, you know, even if your company's doing good, if you sell the company, 9 times out of 10, it's not necessarily a debt-free situation. So you're going to have to put some money back to pay off your debts once you close. And then what do you have? Either it's equipment, which isn't worth much, or you put money back into retirement. So I put back 5%, but it's not something that I actively know much about. I can look into the Edward Jones account and kind of see where my money's going. But I don't know much about that.
I just sell all my DJ equipment at the end of my life, and all on Craigslist, and we'll see what kind of money I get from it.
You get like
$12.
Right.
You'll get 12 American dollars, sir.
Jay, you got something? What are you doing?
I actually, my stepfather is an accountant and stuff like that. So he started me out doing like 3%, and I would always send that money and stuff over to him, just transfer it over, and he puts it in an IRA account. But recently I ramped it up to 6% and stuff. And as time goes on, I'll be able to ramp it more. But this year I was really wanting to get up to try to do at least 10%. And stuff of all my earnings and stuff to go to an IRA. So, I mean, I do have an IRA. I used to, be with a full-time company, so I had 401k there, which is still just kind of sitting there. So I'm just kind of building off of that. So I mean, that's where I'm at and stuff right now.
Nice.
I don't have like a specific percentage. I just max out like how much I'm allowed to put yearly in a traditional IRA and then a SEP IRA based on my income, because I think it's
I think it's 12 or 15, 14.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever percentage.
Like that.
My accountant just tells me how much I'm allowed to do, and then beyond that, I have a normal, just an investment account on like Fidelity with stock market, and I kind of not necessarily like day trading, but like I definitely kind of keep up with that and just slowly build what I can, and it's like fun, so I just dump as much as possible into it and just build it kind of thing. And that'll be my retirement fund, by the way. That's what I was saying.
I'm young as shit, so I have the day job, so I do kind of what Eric does. I max out my 401k with my day job money, and then I'm pretty much just building up savings because I want to get into real estate. So that's where I'm going with my money.
I'm
eventually.
I know Brandon's not here, but I'm pretty sure Brandon has 17 retirement accounts already maxed out.
Red Max products, man.
Hey, stay at home as long as you can. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't have his own line of IRA.
He probably does. Red Max IRA.
That's funny.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
What about you, Barr?
Same. I just go through ADP. They just handle everything. Honestly, I don't know the numbers of it, but I'm an employee of the company, so that's just how I handle it.
That's where
Interesting. You
So
go
Barr,
through
you're-
ADP.
You handle retirement through ADP?
Yeah, they do everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I use ADP.
Dude, they're
I just
so
didn't
fucking
do that.
annoying.
Yes, they
They're
call
84.
so much.
Dude, they call me all the time, and I'm just like,
I'm
they're
one
like,
man. I'm one
You need
man.
this, man. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know what I do and what I don't need, so they handle all that for me.
Yeah, they're like when they.
Are you set up as an S corp or like traditional LLC?
I'm an LLC.
Gotcha.
But they don't ever check to see what your work baseline is. So they'll call and they're like, "Hey, you need to have workers' comp." I'm like, I'm only one person. Oh,
I tell them
okay.
that all the time,
And they keep
dude.
calling.
They're so annoying.
I know,
They're
they really
so
are.
Annoying. And they're like, the special's gonna end. The special. I'm like, dude, bro, what special? I'm paying into it.
ADP is a payroll service, by the way, to anyone. who
Yeah,
didn't
they're a
know.
payroll service that does health services, IRA. They do everything now. Everything.
Oh, God, I should have known that.
It's
Like all your
very-
pay
pretty
stuff.
much.
It's super
expensive,
convenient,
though.
but it is expensive.
Yeah, it is.
But you can like haggle with them. I haggled with them and got my monthly rate or whatever it is like super far down. I was just like, because Gusto is a competitor of theirs, even though it's cheap and online and nothing like ADP. And I was like, oh, why don't I just go with Gusto? And they were like, we'll match them.
It's funny. Eric told me to do that exact same thing when I set up my ADP, and they did it too.
Dude,
Imagine.
I've used other services, but ADP is just the best. I mean,
Yeah, it's easiest. It's way
Well,
easiest.
ADP handles a lot of big name accounts too.
Right.
Like Goodyear, where I work, ADP is what runs their whole entire back end for HR.
I have never been on another service like besides ADP in my entire work life. It's always been ADP.
I defaulted on the service just because I was just like, bro, you guys are just taking account. Like sometimes they'll just do random withdrawals. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm never running payroll again. Just because I got so pissed. They were just I would just see random like little like withdrawals. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I just bailed.
I'm just surprised you're not doing it yourself, to be honest with you. Being one person.
Well, I was, but then I was like, I want to do it right. I don't want to get in trouble. So I was just like, let somebody else handle it. And then I got with ADP. They told me straight up. I mean, I haven't had that issue with them, but it is expensive.
And Eyecon, you have like 12 entities yourself. You have like Eyecon photo booths, Eyecon foot scrubbing. What else do you do?
Eyecon neon paint.
Neon paint.
Icon
Icon graphics. Icon graphics in the building. And y'all don't know about all the entities. Man, like when we did the Icon Entertainment thing, we have that social account. We have Iconic Photo Booth social account as well, and it's really just an excuse to have a bigger footprint in social media to try to drive everything back to the home base. That's really all it is. I have ended up booking wedding clients on the DJ side who came to us as a photo booth and vice versa, of course. As far as the retirement thing goes, I'm blessed with a wife who has a really good job at a hospital, so her retirement is like murdering it. And then me personally, Roth IRA, of course, and then I have money that I put back on a weekly basis that I just don't touch. Like for me, I set that up, it automatically drafts out of the account, and I just
Same.
leave it alone as much as what I can. You know, it would be like the emergency fund. To me, that money
Damn.
doesn't even exist.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, if you can do
So-
that, because I was trying to save like in my first year of like being an adult, and it was so hard until I actually just set up like an automated trickle that just every
Yep.
Friday takes money out of the main account, puts in the
Mhm.
saving, put in the saving.
Yeah.
But whenever you have an account like that, can you lock yourself out so you can't touch it, or you'll always be able to access it?
What I do is
Usually
it
you can
transfers it
access
to
it, but
another
you
account
can-
that I don't see.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
access it, but if you take money out, you get it's penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me specifically, I just set up a savings account
Yeah,
with
same.
the bank, and then I have money that comes out of my personal account and money that comes out of my business account.
Mhm.
That
Shift it
goes
off.
straight there. Yeah, on a weekly basis. I started doing that, man, years and years and years ago, because you know, like in the club world, everything's going to be 1099, of course, and so it was always like, I need to make sure I have this money to cover whatever type of taxes that I might have to take care of, you know, or whatever that situation is. And over the years, I've just had that deduction that comes out on a weekly basis. It just increases and increases, you know.
Mhm.
What about you, Mojo?
So
Too much money.
this
to
is kind of
count.
like my weak point right here. I mean, so far I use Wave apps, which does like my payroll and all that. Kind of like Gusto, but I don't know if I have like a traditional IRA or Roth IRA, like the whole, because I know it's one thing to make money, and I've been trying to save money as best as I can, but I don't really have like all these different accounts. If anything, maybe I think I have Acorns app, if you heard about that.
Yeah,
Oh, the
I
one
have
that-
that as well.
mhm.
I know.
Yeah, so it does it automatically for you, where it just takes a difference in interchange and puts it in an account and let it grow. So, but yeah, I mean, something that I mean, I encourage everyone here who's watching this. You know, it's one thing to make money, but how you handle that money, long run, that's important.
That's
And
just game.
yeah, it's just to secure
Yo,
yourself for the
saving money
future,
ain't make nobody rich ever.
or investing.
Well,
that.
yeah, investing is the key. Yeah.
Yeah,
Investing
yeah.
is the key.
Mhm.
All right.
Knowing what to do with that.
So
Please don't
Bob,
listen to Eric.
Bob wants us to help him out.
Mhm.
You guys aren't going to answer my question. Hold on, we're scrolling. He asked,
Wait. Damn.
so do we have to have a license to DJ as a hobby on weekends?
What license
Yo.
exists?
Yeah, well, hold up. I totally answered that. So here in Myrtle Beach, you have to have a license as an IC or independent contractor. You know, however, if you're doing club gigs or whatever it is, the crazy thing is if the city catches you operating without a license, they will listen to this number. They will charge you $1,038 for every instance that they catch you working.
Sounds
You're
like
allowed
well
to come.
aware of
Wow.
that.
Yeah, I think the only reason why I am is because of the clubs that I work at are at Broadway, and every single year the city official comes by and he sits down with everybody. He's like, "Now, guys, we're all paying our city fees, right? Like we're all have our licenses, we're all insured, all of that stuff." So he's been on us about that for years and years and years. The kind of messed up thing about it for us is you're allowed to work 1 gig a year without having a license. So whenever they do like the country music festival in town, all of those artists come in and they work one day and they're making, you know, 200 grand for that one show, or, you know, whatever I just picked an arbitrary number, and they don't have to have a license for doing that. But like the smaller guys compared to that, they make us have a license all year. So I think that's going to vary based
Heavily.
off of your location geographically.
Yeah, because where
Heavily.
we are, no, just straight up, no, you don't, and that's it.
You do
Yeah,
in
straight up.
California.
It really just depends on your state, your city, and all the way down to like your county and
Yeah.
everything. Just check with your officials.
And
Yeah,
hopefully we are talking about like business license to work, not like a DJ license. Because I've seen that too.
There's no such thing.
No, there's no such thing as a DJ license.
But I've seen no. I actually had
I'll sell you one of those though.
I had
There
a
could be.
I had-
One of my entities.
Bar's about to
Oh,
be
sell
posting
them.
that on his Instagram story. Like,
That's-
"Thanks for
that's one of my
purchasing.
other
Thanks
entities.
for purchasing."
Iconic DJ
99.
licenses. I got you, bro.
I had a person ask me once if I was in the DJ something administration, and I laughed like out loud to their face. I'm like, "Are you serious? Like that's a thing?" She goes, "No. Are you a part of this whole thing?" And there is somebody that actually will give you a
there's
license.
a bunch of those associations like
get
DJs
outta
of America
here.
Association and stuff.
You guys all
There's a
suck.
bunch of those. You see them at DJ Expo and Mobile Beat.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
exist.
you see them.
I guarantee you know the people. I'm just not about.
yeah.
to
Yeah. Okay. I'm about to make my
Here in
own. then.
Arkansas, we only have to
There goes
have a
Mojo.
business license if you have a brick and mortar. So if you have a
Oh, physical
if you have a
presence.
place of business,
Mhm.
a physical presence, that's when you have to have a.
Wait a minute. But what if you have an office at home? What if you work from home?
It has to be a separate entity.
Wow.
So the entire time that I was working from home, I never had a business license, but they won't even like at your brick and mortar, they won't connect your electric or your water until you have a business license in place.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Icon, somebody asked for you. You probably answered. Where do you spend? Do you prefer turntables or a controller?
He's a
Yeah,
controller guy.
He's a
Yeah,
controller.
totally. The
behind him and
the Newmark Wego or whatever that little tiny
Yeah.
He
you know.
prefers the iPhone 11.
whatever the DJ app, fam.
Yeah,
That's
the DJ app.
exactly,
One of
exactly
these.
where I'm at. Yeah.
Spotify
That's it.
Pyro.
Pass it to you.
Yes. So I'll tell you that I started on turntables. I actually still have the original pair of MK2 1200s that I started on when
Nice.
I was 12 at the skating rink. I went and rescued those things out of the attic of the skating rink, and like there was Coke and popcorn and all types of crap in them. And I like
Coke.
Right. Is it
um, got him.
Hey.
What kind of skating rink was that?
Yeah.
I ask you, what kind of skating ring is that?
Skate at the skating rink, you know. But like I broke those things down and like completely powder coated them and a bunch of new parts and stuff. I still have those. So I come from that era. I graduated from those to a pair of MK5Gs, which are like the Grandmaster
Yep.
1200s.
Love
They go
those.
like plus or minus 16.
Mhm.
So before the digital, I'll call it digital stuff came out, those were the jam. Like those were it. If you were a turntable dude and you were playing, that's what you had to have, period. They were pretty pricey, but they were really, really nice. And then whenever Rain sold and Music picked them up and they came out with the 12s, they sent me a pair of those, and those have been my babies ever since. As far as the places that I play, so I'm based out of Myrtle Beach. Like I said, I used to do a ton of traveling. I've actually like traveled internationally. I've gone to India and played. It's super cool to do that. You can't really make a ton of money doing that stuff anymore unless you're somebody like Calvin Harris, like unless you are somebody that can specifically sell tickets. Like if your mom knows who I am and she doesn't, then and is going to buy a ticket to come see me, it's really, really difficult to make what I'm going to call real money traveling anymore. Or unless you're a homie, like that business is all about relationships.
What's the
100%.
what's like the marketing aspect? Like, let's say like somebody like books Icon in like China. Like, how do
Yeah.
they market you? Like, is it expected that they're supposed to know you over there? Like,
No,
it's
the only
straight
thing
buddies, right? It's like you got to connect over there, kind of.
Yeah, 100%. The only thing that matters overseas, like you have to have those relationships to get booked. And I'm not trying to come from a position of I've blown up the international market. I haven't. That's not me. I have gone to India and played. I was in country for like 8 days. I played 4 different shows across different cities. It was amazing. The biggest thing there is having the relationship so you can get booked. And then once you do that, it doesn't make a difference if the people know you or not because you're American. They wanted me to come over there and be that American turntablist, spinning on my head, doing tricks type dude. I reached out to them before, but like, do I need to find a bunch of like like Moomba or a bunch of like, specific Indian tracks that I'm not aware of, or like some Bollywood stuff. They're like, no, we just want you to come do you. And that's what I did. I went over there and I was me, and it was it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all it's like Usher and the cha-cha slide and the fucking.
No, you drop Usher over there, and they're like, oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh my God, look at him. That's amazing.
But yeah, so in the wedding world now, like that's in the club world. I do feel like for my brand in the club world, there is a part of me that wants to be that, like, look at me, I'm the dude using turntables. I do feel like in the club world, there is clout that comes along with being a turntable guy or being a CDJ guy. You're not going to see a whole lot of people in like big rooms like that. And I'm speaking of like Vegas, Atlantic City, Miami, places like that. You're really not going to see a whole lot of people using controllers, or at least from what I've witnessed and my homies that play there. They're all on either CDJs. CDJs are on the rider, or turntables, and like generally phase now.
Barr, do you have an opinion? He uses turntables.
What?
Don't bring it back.
No,
God damn it.
my opinion is that you don't need that to succeed.
100%. I 100% agree with
that.
that. I 100% agree with that. In the wedding world, I have a Pioneer 1000 SRT controller that I take to probably 75% of my events. Unless somebody comes to me and they know who I am in the club world and they want me to be that guy, I'm taking that 1000 SRT controller. And the reason why I say that is because I can be fancy enough for my style on that controller.
Agreed.
To be super effective at a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I can cut and scratch on it just fine. I can do some chicky drops. You're not going to see me juggling at a wedding unless somebody specifically asks for that stuff. But I like to stand out in my market, and I feel like we really, really excel on the dancing portion of that just from all the club experience. In short, I use turntables in the club. I generally use a controller at a wedding. With that being said, if you're rocking the floor and the people are having a good time, I don't give a shit what you use. It doesn't make a difference to me.
The argument that I made last week was just like, honestly, the music, like a lot of what DJing is like selection. A lot of it is music selection. Like if you can pack a dance floor, it really doesn't matter what you're using. But I mean, in my opinion, like I've been to big nightclubs and I've seen like freaking SZs right there. I've seen like big nightclubs with turntables and everybody's using the CDJs that are on top of them, and everybody's using the turntables to hold their cell phones. So that was just my argument. Like I've been it, I've seen it. Where I'm just saying you don't necessarily need in 2020. You don't need to start out on turntables.
We get you, Barr. We understand.
I think the main reason why people even get turntables nowadays is because they see the heavy hitters in the mobile world using turntables.
They see Eyecon.
They see people like Eyecon, and they see people like Jay and I.
They see Rick Webb, and then they see Cleveland.
Yeah, I haven't even had him at a gig yet. What are you talking about?
You know what's funny though, Eyecon. We're all turntables at my company, but one time I was looking we needed another pair, so I went on a Craigslist, and they were all $600-700. Pretty much each for a pair of turntables until they shot up. So this was before then. Then I go on to one, and I'm literally working. This is before I had my company, and before we had our warehouse. And I'm working. I go on to Craigslist, and there's this guy. He's like MK5Gs, a pair of them, $350.
Damn.
Excuse me?
So I literally, I'm like,
were they stolen?
No. So I'm like. I immediately text him.
They fell off the truck, bro.
No, I immediately text him, right? I'm like, are they still available? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I will come to you right now. Where are you right now?
Immediately.
Yeah, and
I'll send my mom to pick
exactly.
him up.
So he was like an hour away from me because it's traffic in California. I left work. I'm like, I gotta go. They're like, where you going? I'm like, I gotta go. I'd left. So I get to his place, and he lives in Manhattan Beach. He's like right on the ocean. And I go into his place, and they're just sitting like on a coffee table on the side. And I'm looking at them like they're perfect. Like, so you ready to do this? He's like, yeah. I'm like, so where'd you get them from? He goes, I've just had them for a long time. I never used them. And so if you want them, I'm like, yeah.
I had no idea what they were.
I had no idea. No idea.
No. Well, that's
That's
nice that you can take advantage of him like
Isn't
that.
it?
Good job. Good
That's
job. Proud of you.
unbelievable.
I hope you're not watching this video.
And CT still try to haggle him down.
He's like, I got
Let me get 100 off
cash
each.
right now.
But here's the interesting thing about the 5Gs. I love the
Only
5Gs.
brought 300.
I know, seriously. But Eyecon, I love the 5Gs, but a lot of DJs don't like them. And I've always thought that was weird. Like they don't like the feel of the 5Gs. Do you ever get that from people?
Hell no. Not at all.
Everybody I talk to is like, I got 5Gs. They're like,
Listen.
no, MK2s or higher, please. Like they don't want them.
Listen, I think one of the tough things, and this is more like kind of back to the traveling tip. Like Scene is a good friend of mine, and when he traveled, he is that traveling dude. Like that's all he doesn't really have any local residencies. He plays a couple places in Vegas, but he travels all the time. So for him, and especially until Phase came out, he's like, I could encounter, this was the same way when I was going around a lot. When you say you want a pair of like MK2s, you have no clue what you're going to get on that rider.
Right.
You have absolutely no idea. One of the places I went to in India, there was MK2s on my rider, and I showed up and they had a pair of Stanton turntables that was like the doppelganger of the MK2. But it was like a belt. It was a disaster. It was a belt-driven turntable. It was terrible. I really think that as far as that tech goes, whatever you put your hands on, they're gonna like an MK2 is gonna generally feel like an MK2, but they're all gonna kind of like have their quirks, and they're all gonna have a certain feel to them. For me specifically, going just so far back, that's one of the things that I love about them the most. Honestly, it's just becoming accustomed with those. And then whenever the 12s came out, man, like they shoot a lot of CO2 and they shoot a lot of confetti down here, and there's kids jumping all over the stage all the time. The minute you took the needle out of the equation, and I can still perform on those things the same way, dog, like it's a wrap, man. Those things are incredible.
Did you try the Phase? What's your thoughts on it?
So I tried Phase 2 years ago when it came out in like super beta at the DJ Expo. I thought it was cool. I sat there for I'm gonna go ahead and get this out here. This is one of the things I
Do
hate
you
about.
own one?
Hell no, I do not.
Yeah.
Hell no.
This is one of the things that I can't stand about DJ Expos and like NAMM and stuff. NAMM is kind of worse, but like say Rain will come out with a new mixer. They come out with a new product, and the only thing DJs will touch is a crossfader. Like, bro, look, they've been in business. Shit, like they've been in business for a long time. I'm sure the crossfader works. Like, why don't you work the mixer out? Like, do something else besides like a 8-click flare. We get it. Okay,
Right.
You can cut records. Everybody understands. When I got in the Phase booth, I put headphones on and I sat there for 15 minutes and didn't talk to anybody. And at the time, it seemed like the noise map or whatever they were using was almost the same as like using a virtual DJ record on Serato. Like it works most of the time, but then every so often it would click into internal mode or something weird like that. I'm like, man, I can't deal with that. When they put the announcement out, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, whatever it was, and said that they were fully integrated
Going
into
USB
Serato,
only.
like, bro, and that's coming.
Yeah.
Whenever that comes, that's going to be super solid,
Yeah.
and I will undoubtedly have a set just for a backup of backup or whatever, But until it gets to that point, I can't allow any piece of gear to make me look like an asshole. I just can't do that.
It's funny you just said virtual DJ with the kind of go internal and then back again. That is my biggest complaint about virtual DJ. Like as a whole, virtual DJ is a solid program. But if I'm DJing and I pull back and it doesn't pull back with me, I have a problem. Yeah. And that's you just nailed it. That is my biggest problem.
What do you mean you pull back?
It'll just stop talking to your hardware. So you'll be doing something, you'll pull it back, and it'll just continue going, and then finally it might come back. That's
virtual DJ always struggle with the interfaces. Like with Serato, I mean, even with Scratch, I felt like Scratch Live was actually a little bit better than actually DJ Pro, because with virtual DJ, like sometimes you connect, doesn't recognize, you connect, doesn't recognize, connect, doesn't recognize. Scratch Live, dude, that thing was infamous for you plug it in, that shit's working all the time. DJ Pro, that was like the first introduction I had with drivers, dude. I was like, bro, I never really had to deal with drivers on my Mac until.
You didn't have any Rain products.
No, I never had
Yeah,
any rain
see,
problems.
it's
But
a-
with Scratch Live, dude, when I had Scratch Live, bro, I would go anywhere. I plug that shit in, always pop right up, pop right up, pop right
Dude,
up.
you would be surprised at the traveling DJs that still use Scratch Live to
Yeah.
this day.
They force
They
it.
they still use it because the shit just works. Like they've got one laptop that's on like Snow Leopard or some kind of shit like that. And they show up and they open up Scratch Live and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like, oh, I still use Scratch
Well,
Live.
a lot of
I'm like,
people say
for
even
real?
the shortcuts are different. And some people are, I talked to a couple of guys, they're like, yo, the shortcuts are so much better on Scratch Live.
They're
I'm like,
they're
really?
the same.
That's what I said.
They're the exact same.
Yeah.
If anything, using Scratch Live, you're at a disadvantage because you're losing 3 Q points
Right.
from using
Yeah.
Scratch
Mhm.
Live. And like back when I did 3-style back in the day, I'm like, man, in 2015, if I would have had Serato DJ and could have had 8 Q points to do something, like, come on, man, that would have been the deal.
So I'm looking at the chat room here, and I am barely.
140. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a good number, but where are my questions? I'm not seeing enough questions out here, guys.
Everyone's enjoying the conversation.
Okay, that's fine. I get that.
Connor C
143
said,
in the house already.
Virtual DJ has an ugly interface stuck in the 80s. I'm pretty sure
No.
Virtual DJ you can get one that matches.
Well, not even- not
Serato,
even-
so
not
it,
even-
like, looks exactly the
Virtual
same.
DJ, you can make it look however the
Yeah,
hell you want.
but not even that.
You're not
You could
stuck.
design that shit, right?
Yeah, but
Pull up
Yeah.
Photoshop and make your own.
But-
iconic
but virtual
DJ.
virtual DJ 2020 has been updated, and it actually doesn't look bad. It's just
Wait, we have Virtual DJ 2020 now?
yeah,
Oh man, I'm still in 2018.
yeah, and it looks good. Like I don't have a problem with it. I just have a problem with the fact that I can't trust it as much as I'd like to.
Ooh, questions
Virtual DJ 7 though was great.
Is that the one you can download off a torrent?
I don't remember. I started on
He
Virtual
got it,
DJ 7.
got it from Napster, bro. It came from Napster.
coming.
I have Virtual DJ. I got it because I had to work at a strip club while I was actually starting the multi-op up, and I wanted to be able to pay so little attention while DJing.
You hate
I
DJing
could-
so much.
I know, but I brought a second laptop that I could work on while I was DJing. So I would like set the next hour up of music or whatever
On
and I
autoplay?
just,
You were an
like,
iPod.
Yeah, on autoplay.
You were an
And I
iPod.
just like come over and be like, "Bro, stripper chick, blah blah blah."
Welcome to the
Like, go-
stage.
right, yeah, whatever. And then I like go back over here and get back on my like DJ event planner account, like hustling.
Give it up for Titania.
I was about to say, I would love to hear Eric's intro voice.
No, yo, my first introduction to virtual DJ was like before I was even a DJ. I was back in middle school. I remember I downloaded a cracked version of virtual DJ.
Everybody
with
did.
this app. And I remember I was trying to do like shit DJs do. I was like, bro, how the fuck do I take off the instrumental of this song and make a mix? Like I did not know that you couldn't do that.
Right.
So I was trying every fucking button. I was like, what turns off the background music so I can just have the voices?
I'm new around here. How do you use this bitch?
Bro, when I found out about remixes and DJ edits, I was like, bro, everything just got ruined for me. I was like, it's all a
sucks.
lie. It's
You guys
all
were
a lie.
cheating. What the hell?
Yeah.
Bro, I remember spending hours on that thing trying to figure out how do I get rid of the acapellas like those DJs do and just have the instruments or just have the voices. And I was like, yo, that's just not even live.
We got two
Yo,
two different things here. One person says he's been fighting with VDJ Tech for 6 months. Another one person says it always recognizes his controller, but with Serato it fails.
Here's a question for
Yeah, that's
Eyecon.
interesting.
This would be a good question for him. Tips
Yeah.
on transitioning into DJing for weddings.
Like
From the
coming
club
from
world.
the club
I'm
world,
assuming he didn't say
basically.
where he was coming from, but
It's
tips
Correct.
for transitioning into DJing for weddings.
Yeah. So I can tell you that I personally struggled for a long time with having like this club entity, and then like now I'm gonna go in the mobile world and I'm gonna have this entity. I can tell you in the club world, Unlike Eric, I have been super, super clean on my social media for probably like 10 years. I mean, like literally.
No, but that's why we love Eric. That is why we love Eric.
He's the little bit of spice we throw into the mix.
Oh, dude, of course, it's incredible. I'm just glad like to watch somebody else do it. It's like not me.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Right?
So right, so like the longest time ago, I was like, I'm not gonna put any of my personal life period on my Facebook, social, any of that stuff whatsoever. It upset a lot of girlfriends. It upset my fiance. It kind of upset my now wife, not so much anymore because she gets it. But everything on there is just super, super, super clean. And I did that with the idea of building a brand around that, where if you want to, you're not going to find me so much as like cussing in a post on my social at all. If you find it, let me know. I'll Venmo you $5. It's not going to happen. And so for the longest time,
challenge.
Go get it. Go get it. Right.
I was about to say, I think I have one from Mobile Bee.
Right. Oh, that's possible. That's possible.
DJ Expo.
Right.
That shit'll set you off though.
Right. But so for the longest time I thought, well, I'm going to like keep these two profiles separate. I'm not going to try to hide them, but I'm not going to cross promote like Eyecon on Eyecon Entertainment or vice versa. And then I had a conversation with Jason, Jani, probably like 6 months ago, something like that, who fully embraces all of that into his one entity. And I decided to do that. And the reason why I decided to do that is because I've spent so much of my life and dedicated my life and career to being this, like, you know, the brand that's Eyecon or whatever. And I think it's in my best interest to embrace that, to help propel my brand into the wedding world. And I can tell you that that has helped me a lot in my own market, where I'm really the only guy around here, you know, and I'm not by any shape of form trying to like throw shade anywhere or anything, but I'm the most like traditional club DJ / wedding DJ in Myrtle Beach.
In what sense? What do you mean by that?
In the sense of background, you know, as to where like the other guys that are here kind of woke up one day and were like, you know what, I'm going to try to be a DJ, or I'm going to do this now because that's what I think I want to do, at least to the best of my knowledge. For me, I grew up knowing this is what I wanted to do for the longest time. And I have the most, you know, club experience. And I think in the wedding world, when it comes to like being a presence on the microphone, you know, and kind of commanding a floor, be it vocally or musically, I wholeheartedly think that we are the best at doing that locally. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody whatsoever. I just think that that's helped us a lot establish ourselves quickly in this market. So in the short answer to that would be, whoever you are in the club world, polish that up to a more professional fashion, or as much as what you can, you know, and then move that laterally into the wedding world by just taking ownership of who you are.
Yeah.
You got a lot of passion for this industry, basically.
Yes, he does.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What you're
for
going
sure.
at there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew growing up this was what I wanted to do. Like I said, I started learning when I was 12, and I did my first private event when I was like 15, and then I've been a professional DJ in the sense of this is all I've done since I was 21. You know, so for me, I just feel like in my area I have the most nightclub experience, and that's helped out a lot.
And
How long have you been doing this?
So I started professionally, if you want to call it that, to where like all I did was DJ, no day jobs, no anything like that, when I was 21. And I've done that this entirety since then, and I'm 35.
He's 75 years old.
87 years old, sir.
You know, but I think that transitioning from club to private events isn't the hard part from a DJ perspective, but it's that emceeing part. It's that running a business part that people are going to struggle with. And you have a good head on your shoulders, but a lot of people, they think they can just walk in, oh yeah, I'll do your party. And then they get there and they have no idea about formalities. They have no idea about professionalism, and it makes everybody else look bad, you know? And I think that's the key.
So I went in with that with like a bit of arrogance on my part. I was just like, oh, mobile DJs are suck, so I'm gonna go in there and just kind of crush it and just kind of be the fucking superstar mobile DJ.
Yeah.
So I didn't experience some of the growing pains as far as like that the actual DJ transition. Like I was just like, all right, every mobile DJ sucks. I'm just gonna go out here and shit. I'm just gonna be super dope. And then I found out there was a bunch of fucking dope mobile DJs, but what was the biggest difficulty for me as far as like transitioning from doing clubs and bars and stuff is just understanding the business of it. It's so different. Like when I was doing clubs, I would still do the side mobile gig, and I would be like, all right, $500, I'll do your little wedding or whatever. I would just do it like it was just, oh shit, I'm getting paid fucking 3 times as much as what I'm using. I'm making $200 at the club. Now I'm making $500. Yeah, let's fucking go. But that was a lot of what I didn't understand. It was the business aspect of it. I was like, all right, how do I treat this as like a legitimate business? Because a lot of the club guys just don't understand. Like I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was like owners talking about, owners versus promoters. And they were just talking about like a lot of these guys in the nightlife industry, they have no idea like the behind the scenes, like we charge $200 for a bottle and it costs us $20. They think that that's all going to our pocket. And that was like from a standpoint of like a club guy, I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, the bottle costs $20. I didn't realize the overhead that goes in. I didn't realize it from the business side of it. And I was like, they were saying a lot of shit like these guys don't know what it is to pay taxes. Like none of these fucking guys pay taxes. Like they had no idea. So it was just like the organization that comes with the mobile world is a lot more organized. And that was a lot of stuff that was just like a rude awakening for me. I was like, oh shit, I got to do this, I gotta do that.
I can kind of speak on that just a little bit. For me, I was fortunate where I've done a ton of mobile events in the past, but never for myself. Like I was always kind of a hired gun, so to speak. Like I started video DJing in 2007, and then that kind of like evolved into creating custom content. And I've been hired by other DJ companies in like either Raleigh or Charlotte, in those areas, who would have a client, a big corporate client that would come to them.
Hey, you gonna drop $50?
The account was money sign DJ Barr NJ. You said
this
the
should
wrong
on my
account.
channel next week. Fuck that. I'm a baby,
Why are you trying to talk to Mojo?
Hey,
anyway?
Oh wait, hold on a
Mojo's,
second.
like,
I don't think
blacked out.
I think Eyecon
Oh,
was
he's
still
here.
speaking though. Eyecon, do you want to finish
You
your?
just got me. You just
Mojo, I feel like we forgot about you, bro. Can you come back on?
I literally forgot you were here, dude.
see.
Hold on, my camera. is
His
cooling
camera
down.
overheated,
You
bro.
see-
His camera.
Wait, hold on,
Yeah,
wait.
back up.
Yeah, go to your webcam.
Can you go webcam?
Do you have a webcam you can switch to?
He wants.
He's
that
like, I
nice
can't
picture.
do that. I won't subject myself to
There we
low
go.
resolution.
Hey.
It's off brand for Mojo.
I know. I want to do low resolution.
It's not bougie enough for it.
So
Oh dang.
Whoopix cussing on my channel, getting me demonetized. But
Sorry.
luckily, I got
That
tipped.
shit,
He saw $50.
But I got tipped,
Hey,
so
yeah.
it's okay.
Sorry.
Shout out to Frank
I'm
Turner.
playing. Cuss all you want.
I think you can cuss a little if you see.
Wait, hold on. So this is for Mojo though.
Oh dang. All right.
How do you feel about Eat monitors?
Your in-ear monitors?
In ear.
I love them.
He's probably
I mean,
talking about
Yeah,
in-ears.
okay.
Mojo,
I'm
what
pretty sure-
do you have?
Bro, Mojo, I was with you when you bought those. Those things are like $1,000, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty expensive.
Well, okay. So there's different kinds out there, and I'm actually wearing them right now. These are the ultimate ears.
One thing.
And the reason why they're expensive is
They're
these
custom
are
molded. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you can also not only mold it, but you can also add your logo or whatever you want on the side.
But there is a cheap alternative, not cheap, but the Shure SE 535s. Those
535s are
sound amazing. The 535s.
I've got the 64 audios, and it's probably the it's the clearest in-ear I've ever experienced. And I've been through a lot of but yeah, Ultimate Ears, they're fantastic. They're fantastic.
Yeah. They're great too. Yeah, there's so many. I think you just have to go in and listen to them and see, how it sounds to you. I mean, I used to do headphones, but I just like in-ear monitors now. Just because lightweight, easy to carry, takes up less space. I mean, and it still sounds great. Depends on what you get.
This is from Ernesto. If you are a DJ, do you hire another DJ for your party, or do you DJ your own party or events? I DJ solo
Here we go.
all the time. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's myself and an MC. But yeah, If they book, I will go. I will set up my own equipment. I know there was another question about, do you have people setting up for you? I still set up my own equipment. I still do everything. When the party's done, I break it all down. I load it in my truck and I drive home. So I do it all.
I'm not gonna lie. If I can find somebody who will set that up for me, and all I have to do is walk in, I am all for that. I am all for that. And the takedown, I will pay somebody to do that.
I was actually going to comment on this earlier whenever we were talking about, like a videographer with Mojo and whatnot. So usually every wedding we go to, we have two of us. So like if I'm the main DJ MC, I have an assistant with me who's like usually running lights or whatever. But I've trained all of those guys like on our gimbals, on our Sonys, all of that stuff. And so half of their job that day is capturing content for the company. And I always clear that with
the client
with the couple, but yeah, beforehand. And we don't charge anything for that. I do all of that stuff in house. So I'll take the footage. I do all of the edits myself. And for us, it doesn't take me that long to do that. And it's free promotion for us. And as long as they're cool with it, then there's a camera coming with us, period. So, for me, it means we have an additional guy there to help set up and break down. There's an additional guy there to help if I have to go from behind the booth to do whatever. They're trained on all of the gear as well. And it just helps us a lot to have another guy there, especially for capturing content.
Did we answer the question wrong? Somebody said he meant if it's your own party, would you hire another DJ or DJ it yourself?
Depends what party it is.
Yeah, if it's my own party, I know tons of bomb-ass DJs. Like, that's not even a question.
Oh, like if I were to get married or something, would I DJ?
No.
Yeah.
That happened to me.
Cleveland and Eyecon.
Yeah.
Who
I might
DJ'd
get on the
your
mic a couple
happened to
times
me.
to hype up the people
happened to me.
about it.
I DJ
So
my own wedding.
whenever I told myself the same thing too, and she did not let that happen. She's like, "Your ass,
Yep.
you DJ in the wedding." That is not going to happen. We obviously used all of my equipment. Like we basically threw everything that we owned inside of
we
two
did the same
trailers
thing.
and went. Yep, and went to Wilmington and set all that stuff up. I hired a guy out of Raleigh that I've worked with a lot. That he's a good friend of mine. I trust
Joe
him.
Bunn?
No, it was not Joe Bunn. It was that I actually didn't know Joe at the time. So this was in 2018. I hadn't met Joe. It was actually one of his competitors. But so he came down as like the formality DJ. So he did introductions. He anything on a microphone, he did that. And then all of my groomsmen were actually DJs as well. And so whenever it came down to the when it came down to the reception, we had a little schedule that they worked out, and they switched out like every 30 minutes or so. Man, it was a blast.
Yeah, we did the same.
Did you spin?
Probably not.
Did you spin? Eyecon? Did you spin for a set?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. Dude, listen, I was going to, and just think about this. So like your friends that you love hearing DJ, when do you actually get to hear them
For
DJ?
free.
Never.
Never. Yeah, oh yeah, and they were the homies on this one.
Exactly.
I had already like groomsmen gifts was like a dope wooden bow tie and some socks and stuff. Like they weren't getting any money out of me at all.
Yeah.
Free food. Come on, man. You gotta put down a 30-minute set.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun just to hear them play. I had told myself at one point that I was going to get on and do a set, and it's the same thing that I tell my clients now. Like it was so interesting being on like the client side of things when we're so used to being on this side of things, and it's like you show up there to get dressed, and before you know it, you're in the limo and you're leaving, and you're like, I have no idea what just happened. So I didn't actually do a set, which I'm totally cool with because the dudes played the hits and it was a great time.
For my son's bar mitzvah, it was the same concept. I already had it planned out what was going to happen, and I had a couple of DJs that I wanted to do, that knew the family, so I wanted them to be there. But the funny thing was my partner, the MC, he was like, I'm not going to MC. I just want to be a guest. I want to be able to drink and do whatever I want to do. And my wife was like, nope. If you want to be here, you need to introduce our son. You need to be, you need to be the MC and do the thing. And but it all worked out. Like once we got everything there, and I was real stressed up until like 20 minutes in the cocktail. I was just like, is everything going up? Are you guys doing what you're supposed to be doing? But then once it was all up, well, no, because I literally did the entire party myself. Like I didn't have a party planner. I pulled everything myself, did all the graphics, did all the montage, everything. And so when it was finally done, I remember just getting a drink, and then I was sitting at the table after the opening dance set, just going, I'm good. I had no interest in like doing anything but just chilling with the people and enjoying the party with everybody else, because I never get to do that, you know.
Dude, there was one point where we were transferring, like ceremony had already happened, and they were flipping the room to go to reception, and so they're getting ready for intros and all of this stuff. And there were two guys that worked for me who were assisting the main guy that I had to come in to be the formality DJ. And I went up to them and I'm like, yo, okay, we good? Like everything you're good over here. Everything's fine. And they're like, Charles, stop it. Like, stop. Like you're always here being the guy. Like today's about you. So we got this. Like just go be you over there and we'll take care of it. And everything was straight, of course.
Were you guys like, oh, I got to get this picture? Like, I feel like I would be trying to like swerve it a little bit in my way. Like, oh, I need to get some promo pics for the business page.
We totally
like,
did that,
dude.
Everything.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So the
photographer is more got to be more word than the DJ. Actually,
so the company that we hired to come shoot it was two of our close friends that shoot a ton of weddings here in Myrtle Beach. And I had a meeting with them beforehand, and I'm like, hey, I want you to shoot this obviously as like how you would shoot a normal wedding, but if you could get some dope shots for us, that would be amazing too. And I told the videographer the same thing. So at the end of the day, the videographer just dumped me all of the footage. He's like, here's 60 gigs worth of shit. Do whatever you want to do with it. And the photographer did the same thing. And like I said, we had everything in there, bro. So all the movers, TV, all of this stuff. And I still use that content to this day. Not a soul knows it's our wedding. Nobody. Yeah.
That's funny that you said that, because I looked that up. I was like, oh, is it cool if I get the raw footage, if I get like all the raw pictures and stuff? And some photographers and videographers are like, no, I own that. You can.
They hate to give out stuff.
And I would be like, bro, then you could never work for me because I need the raws. I need the.
I know.
I'm in the industry, so I need the raw files.
Yeah, I need to be able to edit that exactly like I need to be able to turn up the blacks. I need to be able to cut down the shadows just a little bit. Your contrast is jacked. I got to be able to do something about this.
Like straight up, I would do it myself, but I got to commit.
Oh, dude.
What's up with everybody's cameras? Everybody's cameras is like fucking up today.
I don't know.
Our battery died.
You got it back up and going now? Everything's good?
I think he's got it back up.
What happened to CT? Oh, damn. That's so dope how you got those. Do those effects come built into the software, or you got to import those?
No. I will tell you that in Ecamm, you kind of have to... there's kind of a workaround. Like you can't just take like an alpha channel video and just dump it in as what they call an overlay, because it doesn't play sound that way if you want it to come up like this. So you actually, in Final Cut, I did everything in Final Cut. I just exported the video as a file, exported the audio as a file, and then loaded them on a new scene. And the background of the scene is just this same camera. So whenever I switch it, it doesn't look like I'm really switching anything. I am changing the scene. I just have this stuff loaded on a different scene.
You have it MIDI mapped? Because I see you just like pressing a key, or...
Yeah, I've got it on Stream Deck.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Dude, you got all the stuff. Why aren't you doing lives?
Oh yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that earlier.
You got all. It seems like you got all the toys.
Yeah, I do.
You're gonna have to pay to see this kind of mindset.
It's not
members only.
I was about to say, remember, he's got his own members only.
Yeah, what I do is art.
It's my OnlyFans. It's my OnlyFans channel. Yeah.
All right. So for the person that mentioned, this is what I'm going to put on in a second. Apparently, I have a squeak. I didn't think it was that loud.
No.
Wait, Eyecon, what happened? Why aren't you streaming?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen him in the chat or not. One of my boys, Joshua Carl, is in here. And listen, he's my homie in Boston. We used to travel together. He's a Rain DJ guy as well. And he has gone all in on this stuff, dude. I mean, he's got like cameras, a stream deck, like a different laptop. I mean, he has bought so much stuff to really make a dope stream, and he has. He's DJing on the stream. We play Warzone on the stream like every other DJ on the planet. For me, it comes down to whenever all of us go back to work, is this still going to be a thing? And my answer is no. I do not think that the majority of DJs are going to continue streaming whenever this is over. For me specifically, at the nightclub, I'm still like during season, I'm on salary there for like Tuesday through Saturday, unless I have a private event. So if I'm working 5 days at the club and doing weddings on the weekend, there's no way that I'm going to be able to continue streaming at all ever. There's just no time for it whatsoever. And I kind of feel like everybody's kind of fighting to stay relevant. And I understand why that is happening, you know, and like Twitch is a good platform for that. At least they're not like taking people down while they're streaming yet. From what I've seen, it's still like against the rules and their terms and conditions to DJ a live set. But they are like muting you after the fact, like after it goes up and the algorithm gets it, it will, you know, mute a portion, but they're not taking down actual streams yet, like what Facebook is. I just don't think that I don't think the majority of DJs are going to keep doing it. That's just my opinion on it.
But I guess, like, but you already have the equipment, so you wouldn't be going out of your way to get anything. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
right. I guess
so,
what we're
like,
saying is,
I'm totally with you. Like I've said the exact same thing. Like, you know, I think it's all gonna die. That's why I was so hesitant on investing and getting some stream stuff. But you know, I had to do it just to stay in touch, I guess. But but you have the gear, like you have the stream deck, you have the cameras, like I just don't know why you say no, I don't want to stream.
It's time.
So
it sounds like
the thing for me was I want to focus on creating content, which I have, that is going to be, that I know I'm going to be able to keep up with whenever this is all over. So if I tell my audience to go to a Twitch channel, and like now I'm going to be on Twitch now, and I want you to follow me on Twitch, and this is going to be a new venture of mine. Whenever we all go back to work, that channel is not going to be a thing anymore. So instead of focusing on that, I've focused on things like Mixcloud or still doing more YouTube stuff. I did a couple streams, like I did one with DJ's Vault. DMS hit me up today and they wanted me to do one with them as well. And like I've recorded that stuff and posted that stuff on my YouTube channel, because I know that YouTube for me is going to be here after this is over. I just didn't want to try to bring people to a new platform that I know I'm not going to keep up with after the fact. So it's not necessarily a thing of like not having the gear. I obviously have it. I just don't want to tell all of my, you know, whatever followers I have to go to this new.
Yeah, you're basically saying like you don't want to half-ass it. It's just a thing I'll do once and then I'll never touch it again, kind of thing.
Probably so. And even though like you can make the argument of I do have all the pro gear to do it, there's nothing that's going to be half-ass about the actual, you know, performance or you know like, whatever.
I guess the right word would be like your heart is not going to be in it. Like you don't.
Correct. Yeah, it's not. It's just not. And I just don't think that a lot of DJs are going to keep it up. I think maybe. If they're not working a lot, you know, like maybe if they're off on a Wednesday night or something, you might see them streaming. But for the guys that are working a lot, I
think that's the key, Eyecon, because if you are a club DJ and you do private events, you're probably not going to want to do that. But if you're like just a private events guy, DJing in the middle of the week will make more. It'll feel like you're DJing a club. So I can see both sides of it. But if you're clubbing 2-3 nights a week, yeah, you're not going to want to DJ, you know, on a TV screen. It's a little weird.
Right. Screw it. Bring the live stream setup to the mobile gig, set it up, and live stream and do the mobile at the same time.
No, because they're paying for that. They don't get that. Yeah, people stealing what I do. No thanks.
I literally had people hitting me up asking. They're like, "You should take the live streaming setup to your next wedding and live stream it."
and I'm kind of like on Eric's boat. Like, you know, I hate shitting on like the DJ community, but like all these virtual
on my
events,
boat?
I just roll my eyes at them, dude. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, everybody's like virtual prom, and I'm just like, oh,
Dude.
here we fucking go.
Fuck
virtual.
no.
Right. And yeah, I was gonna say, Eyecon, your answer was so much nicer than mine about that. But the thing is like, you know, doing these live streams and also people were twisting what I said, but I made it very easily twistable, so it's kind of made sense that. But I said, you know, if I have to do virtual events, I'd rather find a new career. But I didn't say, you know, live streaming is stupid. You know, it's like people are live streaming, like you said, to stay relevant right now because they don't have another outlet to stay relevant. And that kind of makes sense. But virtual events, though, totally different subject. You know, I'm talking, like you said, Barr, like a virtual prom. That if I have anything to do with that, like, I just don't care to have anything to do with that. And all right, like if I can make a paycheck to do that, that's cool. But I don't want anything to do with that. And it's just lame. It takes I'll call it the fun out of it. But
But Eric,
and I'm putting myself I'm not putting myself in the perspective of the DJ, because for the DJ it's good. I get it. You're making some money. Like, trust me, if there's a way to monetize that, like, I'll be the first one to say, you know what, I was wrong. Let me do this shit myself. But I just don't see it. Like, if I was in high school, like, why the fuck would I want to go see a guy DJ on Zoom? Like,
it's lame.
It's very
lame.
narcissistic to think that everybody wants to see us DJ.
So,
but to some kid down the street, he might not care about like DJ life or DJ culture. He might be like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I would love to know a ratio on like the live stream DJs out there. It's probably like 98% other DJs watching other DJs live stream.
it is.
1,000,000%.
Yeah,
One
like,
million.
all the
like
DJs.
it's them and their mom. Like their mom's
You
watching.
know
for
what?
a little bit.
No. There's a couple of platforms out there that are actually being really productive, like Snapback Live. If you go onto their thing, there's probably 80% just fans of Snapback Live watching all the DJs. So it just depends.
It's the same sort of thing though.
But I'm not talking about DJs. I'm talking about like half the people in there are girls just wanting to enjoy. Like it's like a gathering.
Well, like for example, like if I see Nicky Romero goes live, like of course it's not gonna be mostly DJs. He has like legitimate fans, but I feel like for most regular guys, like Joe Schmo, well not Joe, but
Mojo
it's gonna be. It's mostly gonna be it's mostly gonna be DJs, you know.
DJs love to watch and then try to hate.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that you guys probably remember like 3 or 4 episodes ago I was talking about I actually got kind of contacted about doing virtual proms as one of the advisors heard about it and was like, let's try and do it. Thankfully they didn't go through with it, and actually my boy Chris that I used to work for up in Ohio convinced the school to do a virtual prom, and Marcellus DJ'd it. Marcellus was I texted him the next day. He actually posted a gig log on it too, on doing the virtual prom. I asked him like, so how was it? And he's like, boring as shit. I'm like, how many people did they get on there? And he's like, 4.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
4
though.
people out of
If
a
I was
school
in-
that has like 300.
If I was
That's
in
what I'm
fucking high
saying,
school and they were like, come on to this Zoom chat, this is gonna be a DJ, I'd be like, you can eat shit and I'm gonna go smoke weed. Like,
Yeah, that's
fuck
exactly.
you.
I'm telling you, it's the narcissism in the DJ world. We think everybody wants to see us, bro. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody.
Yeah,
cares,
like,
bro.
well, hold on. Before you guys,
Here we go.
Before you guys say that, and I know because all of you have now come on and actually done some of this live stream stuff. I've seen
Jay's a
Rick
purist.
have a great time and stuff doing live stream. I've seen Barr
That's not what we're
go
talking
in-
about. That's not what we're
If he's
talking
not
about.
reading the hold on. I've seen
Go ahead.
Barr go in and he's had a great time when he's not looking at the comments and stuff like that. Now, as far as just DJing and wanting to do it just yourself, just because it's something that you love to do, and I don't care how many people are in there. I don't care that
My bank account
90
does.
But I do care. Like, if I did a live stream and there was one person watching, I would feel some type of way about that. Like,
Same.
I am that guy. Like, I
but Barr,
care
but
about
what about the other way? What about when you like go on Instagram and somebody's live streaming and you're the first person on? I get off immediately. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, dude, and I feel bad for those
You got
guys.
relate to the party.
Bro, like, if I was that guy, I would just bail. Like, I feel so bad saying that, but I do. That would hurt my feelings. No, like I would.
Seriously.
If I did a live stream and nobody was on, like, and somebody clicked on and then clicked off, I would be like,
That's me. That's me doing Fortnite on Twitch right now. I
Right.
got 11 people the other night. I was hype as shit.
If
Yeah,
I
better
had
than
Listen, what Rick is talking about is the truth. I told you about, I mentioned Joshua Carl earlier. We kind of play Warzone on a nightly basis, and if we crack double digits, we're like, we have arrived, man. Like, oh, there are 11 people in here. So Josh lives in Boston. We have a deal with the chat that if we hit 10 people, he has to be like super Boston accent the entire time. It's
I had a deal. I would
ridiculous.
shotgun a drink on stream if we hit 10. We hit 10.
but here's the
double digits, man.
But here's the
Hit
thing.
hard.
That's not something that you guys like. For example, that's not what you do. You're not a professional video game guy. So like, if I was just starting something new, then obviously I know I have to start from the ground up. But I've been DJing for 10 years, and for me to like have 0 people on, that would make me
But
feel
you don't
bad.
have 0 people on though.
But you technically are starting from scratch if you don't have a following online
Right.
as a DJ.
But any
Right.
established DJ would feel really bad if they can't get at least one person.
I don't
I
think
don't know
so.
if they would.
I don't think
I don't know
that
if they would, honestly.
Bro,
I don't think
Eyecon,
that-
how bad would you feel if you only had one person on for your live?
But he's got an online following.
That's what I'm saying. We've been
Be
doing
right back, bro. I like that.
It'd be just like that.
No, you're not helping me here, bro.
Eyecon doesn't want to answer. Bro, it's because it's not.
Listen,
we do it all the time. We paid our dues. I feel like, you know.
listen, I don't want to sit here at all and try to act like I'm like, you know, better than anybody. That's never been my vibe at all. I really think it turns into, it goes back to any form of social media. If like Barr, whenever you create it, whenever you're like, I'm going to be a YouTube guy now. Did you like start YouTube and then like 50,000 people just showed up and were like, hey, man,
Exactly.
we're going to, this is what we're going to do. Getting back to Josh, he does this like Revenge of the Breaks thing every like Wednesday where he just plays nothing but like old school breaks like Hashim, I'll Not Fish, and like Don't Stop the Rock and stuff like this. And I had this same, like I can count my like real homies on one hand, and he's on that hand. And I had this same conversation with him, and I was very candid. And I said, Josh, like, I just don't think anybody's going to do this after the fact. He said, no, like, I really think this is something I'm going to keep up. And he is a DJ. He is heavily in the club world, but during the week he's off. So like, he's always going to be off on a Wednesday night. And so if that's something that he wants to go onto a new platform and he wants to try to build his brand on that platform, and it's something that he's going to keep doing, then I encourage anybody to do that. I just don't want to see anybody jump on a platform because everybody's buying toilet paper and then stop whenever everything's done. Yeah, I think it's very easy for a DJ to see other DJs live streaming and being like, yo, who's got the hookup on an iRig right now? You know? And I just don't think after this continues that people
my bar has always been
them iRigs gonna be
I
cheap
know
as shit.
my bar has always been Mojax because he's always because he's always on Wednesdays.
You steal that?
Barr stole that. Barr stole that
No,
from a
not
restaurant. He stole
That's some bulk shit right there.
But
You don't find that at the
Toilet paper
store.
roll so big.
Team toilet.
but right now Mojax has 1,100 friends on Twitch, and he DJ'd today, and he had 97 people watching him. So, but
That's a
and
lot
it's
of people,
going up,
bro.
and it's
That's a
going up.
lot.
But he's also he's developed a brand. He's developed a schedule. People know what to expect on Wednesdays at 2:00 in the afternoon. So it's working for him. And if you want it, you can maintain that if you just be consistent. Like my platform that I do on Tuesday nights now. I'm like, I'm going to do this every Tuesday night because that's going to be my thing. But once we start up again,
Your numbers are going to
exactly like from me doing my last couple, my Twitch numbers have gone up. I think I'm up to like 175 for Twitch people.
Damn, that's a lot,
Yeah.
dude. Damn.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying.
Really? That's a lot
Yeah.
of fucking
You
people,
fucking
dog.
keep doing it. That's all it is.
agreed.
that was my main thing on it.
Yeah.
I just know that if I started this because I have off time during the week right now because the club is closed, that once the club opens back up, if we're working the same schedule, there's no way that I would have time to stream anything at all. you know, and I wanted to focus my energy in doing other things that was just, you know, an extension, a little bit more of an extension towards what I'm already doing, not jumping on a new platform that I'm not going to continue.
Yeah, I won't be continuing this when we get back. Straight up, I won't be. This is my replacement for gig logs.
CT, you're gonna continue doing this long.
I'm gonna
afterwards?
continue doing it until I no longer want to do it anymore, if that makes sense. You know.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
does make sense.
Because
I won't
right
be
now
going.
I enjoy it. It keeps me sharp because I don't have a club residency, so this keeps me kind of sharp and keeps me thinking outside of the box to kind of be creative about it. So that's the only reason.
It's funny you say that. I haven't felt that groove when I was doing clubs until I started doing these weekly live streams. I mean, I've only done 3 now, but I feel back to when I was doing clubs weekly, trying to find the new hits and stay creative. Like I do enjoy that 100%.
And
I just have to have a system set up where I can just go do it like I do now.
Of course.
And
Well,
like after this is over, this is all getting torn down. So if I can
remember,
somehow set this up,
you didn't want to do this stuff before, but now you actually enjoy it and like it. I'm not saying you have to continue.
I ran out of
doing
stuff
it
to do. I ran out of stuff to do, Jay. I had a long list of quarantine stuff to do, and I ran out of stuff.
And he's already painted his truck all over again. So what else is he gonna do?
Oh, dude, that thing's. That's all for that. That's all for that new channel of being consistent. That thing just hit 2,000 subscribers.
But you see, but it's the same thing though.
Consistency.
Is the plug.
Yeah, but you know, it's weird though because it's like, I look at Twitch, I'm all for like trying to build something. Like that's always been my thing. Like if I'm on something, I'm like, what do you mean I only have like 2 people watching? Like that sucks. And I want to get the numbers up. Even if I don't do it, I still want to have the numbers up. And I don't know. I enjoy DJing. Some people don't like DJing, and I get that. You know, but yeah.
I know 3 of them in here.
Wait, I enjoy DJing, dude. I do.
Oh,
so
Barr,
what
the guilty
based off
party
of
speaks.
based off of what Rachel just said, I do think that is what she just said in the chat about she thinks viewership is going to drop. That is 100% true. On the flip side of that, because everybody's been cooped up in the house, there have been a ton more people looking for entertainment like this. But also on the DJ side, when have any of us ever had to compete with Z-Trip streaming, with A-Track streaming, with everybody?
Jazzy Jeff?
Yeah, right. That's why. So it's very, very difficult to try and build that channel right now, man. I mean, I was watching Miles Medina the other night on Headliner's channel. They had
dope.
like 17,000 people watching them. Yeah. I'm like, bro, and at the time we were playing Warzone and we had like 4 people watching us. I'm like, can I just get like a 30 piece? Like just 30 people. That's all just let me grab 30 and bring them over here and we'll be good. But it's a super, super interesting. I've gotten super interesting.
I've gotten two future bookings from doing my live streams.
Wow. I actually secured a wedding client the night that I did the live stream with DJ's Vault. I posted up on my social. She had actually she reached out that day. I spoke to her, emailed her back a couple times. And then she saw on social that I was on there and she got in there and I didn't see her in the chat whenever I was playing. And I went back and watched it and she put up a comment. She was like, yo, that's my wedding DJ. And he doesn't even know it yet.
See, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, you can't find joy in that. There's no.
Oh, what, dude? 100%.
He's the live stream preacher over here, man.
No joy.
I mean, I definitely think you can make a lot of points on either side about how it's a good thing or it's a bad thing or whatever it is. For me, I want to try to say at least somewhat consistent on the platforms that I'm on. And I just knew that I wasn't going to keep Twitch going after the fact. So that's the only reason why I did do it.
It's not Mojo, a good thing or a bad thing. It's a waste of time thing for you, in your opinion.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, 100%. Like instead of doing the Twitch thing, I did a mix on Pitbull's Globalization, and so for me, that is a much better thing where I think I'm going to get more recognition from that with trying to build a channel from scratch that I know I'm not going to worry about after the fact. And it's a different strokes thing. Like what works for me isn't going to work for somebody else or whatever. And I'm not trying to sit here and not encourage people from trying new things. I just think that just as anything, regardless of whatever it is, if you want to start a podcast or if you want to be on YouTube or whatever it is, you need to go into it full steam ahead. And it's something that you need to give a lot of your energy to. It's going to require that. And it's something that you need to stick with heavily. And I knew that I wasn't going to do that. So it just wasn't for me. That's all.
Hey, Joe, are you going to continue to do this after the quarantine?
We'll see. Maybe not on Saturday night, but maybe on the weeknight.
Have you been enjoying it? Do you enjoy it?
I enjoy it, yeah, and it's something that I agree. I just like doing it. It keeps me on my toes when it comes down to the creativity, and I think we're all like trying to see what we can get out of this live stream. But based from the people who I connected with, they're having a great time. Like put it down in the chat, just interaction with them, and I feel like they send me Instagram stories. They tag me on their posts about their nephew dancing, or they decked out their whole house, and they're looking forward to me spinning. Like it kind of gives more of a reason that people actually look up to me for this kind of entertainment. But I understand during this COVID thing, things may change later, but not to say that, I don't know, it kind of opened up some opportunities, and then they brought their friends in to do the live stream. So I didn't really expect anything out of it. I just thought that, hey, you know what, it was just fun, and I noticed that I am somewhat making a difference in people's lives, helping them have some fun during these times. Until
they get the door open, and they're like, screw you, peace.
But we'll see what's going to happen, because who knows, maybe, I mean, the more we put ourselves out there, the more opportunities.
Well, and Mojo, you're also assuming that when people are allowed to go out, they're going to go out. A lot of people don't want to go to clubs right now. And they still, you know what I mean? So there's still that other part where, because like, I don't personally want to go to clubs right now. We don't have a vaccine. There's nothing in there. It's still technically unsafe. If I'm going to work, I mean, I got a gig this weekend. I'm 50 feet from the nearest person because I don't want to deal with that. So I think people are still going to stay home and look for entertainment in some respects.
Yep. Dude, I think as soon as this is over, I think clubs are going to be flooded.
No, they will be, but there's a lot of people 100%. In the world.
There's going to be like 20%
I saw you guys
rule.
holding up the video from Myrtle Beach last week of how it was going down on the boulevard. And the club or the restaurants here that are operating as like a restaurant first, but then a bar second to have entertainment. Look, man, I'm here to tell you, these people don't care, bro.
I know.
They have been cooped up in the house for so long. Like for me, I'm gonna be in their face masked up, like no request, don't talk to me. That's just me. I'm also speaking from the position of my wife is a RN at a hospital here. And so there is no way that I'm going out without that on my face, bro. She punched me in the mouth. It's just not gonna happen.
Or you're not coming home that night or for the next 2 weeks.
One or the other. And I like if she can go to work every single day and work around those patients and be in a mask for 12 hours, I can go to a DJ gig for 4 hours and stop complaining about it.
Exactly.
You know, that's just where I'm coming from.
So here's one thing about live streaming, and DJ Poppy had mentioned it, and he said, I was watching me on the live stream the other night, and the key is when doing live streams, you have to interact with your viewers, and it's not easy. What is your take on your style for live streaming? Because I am a partial interactor, but I'm also more about the style and the skill as to which I DJ. But I know other DJs that literally talk the whole time as they're DJing. Like, what's your style?
Why are you talking about me like that?
I'm apparently I don't talk enough, so I'm just saying in general.
We drop names here,
and I wasn't, and I actually wasn't talking about you. My buddy DJ Unique, he literally like will MC the entire song nonstop for an hour straight. Everybody's different.
Some gunshot sound effects, Eyecon.
That sounds really awesome.
That's it, bro.
There we go.
That's it.
Terry, I've been getting the same
Shots.
shit, dude. People have been hating. They're like, you need to interact with your crowd more. You're too silent.
Oh, I talk a lot
guess
on live streams.
I mean,
I talk a lot
hard,
with a
like,
DJ.
If you're
I don't think
doing open
everyone
format,
understands
it's hard
how-
to be like in the mindset of like finding the next song within the next minute to get, and then also talk on the mic.
And if you're
Read the
talking,
chat.
you're not hearing my well thought out mix that I just designed. So that's another thing.
I don't know if that's just like a New York thing. Like we DJ with a lot of talking. I feel like
That's
for
because you
example-
drop all the time. It's just dropping
What do you
music. You just drop on the one. You don't. A lot of New York DJs don't mix. They just drop. So you can talk because you're like, all right, I'm talking. Here's a song. You just drop it. Like that's easy.
But it's still mixing. No, we're still mixing it. Like it's still being mixed. It's just it's faster. It's 4 bars.
Well, I don't know about that. Most New York DJs drop on the one. They don't mix at all, or they'll drop on the snare in. But that's about it.
That's true. That's true because I've talked to LA DJs and they're like, oh, like I've been to for example, I've been to DJ City and they're like, yeah, you guys over there, you guys tell us you don't want 32 bars, and I'm like, yeah, what are you talking about? That's too many.
Yeah, well, 32 is too many. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's a style thing, but I mean, like, I like fast paced. Like a long drawn out mix to me is like, damn, like, drop that shit.
But it's like when you work with the MC, like you're DJing a nightclub, and they're talking all through your mix. Like there's nothing worse than that. So,
oh my god,
you know what I'm saying? So,
bro, that's why I refuse to work with an MC.
Stop it! I can't stand it. I can tell you, I'm not coming from a ton of experience here on the live stream front, obviously, because I'm Mr. Like I'm not going to do this. But the night that I did it ended up being, I think I planned on an hour, and it was like an hour and 20 minutes that I did the DJ's Vault thing. It was obviously a set that I planned out. I did have a microphone up, and then I had my iPad off to the side so I could kind of see the chat. It was really, really fast paced. There were a lot of cuts, a lot of juggling, a bunch of this stuff. And I just tried to keep up with the chat as much as I can. So, I mean, if you averaged it out, I was probably responding to people, I don't know, maybe one. Yeah, or like maybe once and when you think I was playing like literally 30 seconds. So maybe once or twice a minute or something like that. And it was something super, super, super quick. You know, like I tried to think about it as if I'm going to watch somebody on a live stream, if I ask a question, I want them to at least try to respond to me. I like whenever whoever I'm watching acknowledges me and answers whatever I have to say.
You mean when they say, hey, Eyecon, what mixer should I buy in the middle of a mix?
And then they call you.
You know what?
Let me hit the pause button.
What camera are you using right now? That looks really good.
No, ironically, whenever I click on somebody else's live stream, I just drop some fire emojis, get my shout out, and then I'm usually out.
Hey, wait, is that what you do to my live stream?
That's exactly what he does, Jay. That's exactly what he does.
He's been called out. He called himself
Barr
out.
doesn't even stick around to hear the
Hell
acknowledgement.
no, he doesn't.
wants you to shout him out. That's it. But like,
He's just trying to get that clout
If you go
up.
back and watch that, there are people that ask like, I mean, just super standard questions like that. They're like, hey, what mixer do you prefer? I'm like, well, I'm on a 12s and a 72, and like right in the middle of doing something. And then I would say something on the microphone. It was obviously on a stand right by my face, and then I keep going. There was actually somebody that commented once. They were like, "This dude is like mixing and cutting and answering questions at the same time." And so I felt like it was a thing where I didn't want to be super silent, but I also didn't want to be over talkative. I think it's just, you know, whatever your vibe is, especially for that particular mix. If it's a lot of EDM, mine was a bunch of old school hip hop stuff, and it was, you know, more like a party vibe type thing. So I wanted to interact with the people a little bit. You know, I just think it's based off of whatever your vibe, but somewhere between the same way I like to hear an MC is I want you to talk a little bit, but not too much.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I get it. I agree.
Right.
We just need to hit him up whenever we're performing, basically. Like, save all your questions for Wednesday.
No.
But if it's a gear question, we're still not answering.
Yeah, because I will answer anything where, you know, so either somebody's complimenting me or, you know, they're trying to request a song or they're like, oh, where'd you get this from? But if it's
They drop that 20 real quick.
That cash.
yeah, but if it's tech related, I'm not answering what my green screen or if like that. I'm not doing that right then and there.
It's honestly difficult to keep up with the chat.
It's flying. The chat flies through. There's so many
It's
people.
crazy too. Even if you think you're catching up with the chat, 'cause,
Yeah.
Like I have mine on a TV, and I'm like, it's there.
You'll miss
but, like,
30.
Then I go back and watch it. I'm like, holy shit, I missed like half of
Uh-huh.
it.
I always go back and watch it because it's crazy to see all the conversations that were happening while I was DJ. I have
The
no
side
idea.
combos.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's why you need your moderators in the chat, handling the chat for you.
I already got that taken care of. You guys take care of that very nicely.
All right, let's see what else. I'm going through the comments, see if we have any more questions.
Who's that guy in the dark down there? Who's that?
Oh my God, is that Brandon?
Brandon.
That Brandon?
What's up, guys?
Is the power out?
You done making money for the night?
Did you pay your electric bill?
I did. I'm driving back from the shop now. I figured I'd hop in and say what's up.
Oh, thanks, Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
Are we still live on the air?
We are.
Yeah, we just lost 20 viewers when he jumped on.
See you guys later.
Hey, Brandon, what are those blue lights behind you there, bro?
It's like, wait, what? What?
Hey, Brandon, we want to know what your stock portfolio looks like.
How many 401ks you maxed out?
Your 401ks you got.
Oh man, no, it was a long day. I started at like 8 this morning.
Still making masks?
Still making masks? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Masks? No, we're doing the sneeze guards. Yeah.
Sneeze guards.
You didn't see his video? It was like legit.
Like they were CNC cutting some plexiglass.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah. We were CNCing a thing for Tropical Smoothie this morning. And then I've got 66 of them we were working on for this office building for their cubicles. And then I just I went to pick up pizza for dinner, and they had like a shower curtain hanging. And I was like, hey, you guys interested? And the guy was like, yeah, we'll take 2 of them. So I was like,
I cannot be down with a W-2 up there, bro. Come on.
Instead of doing that, you should just
Come on up.
Bust out your monogram projector, project a movie onto the side of a wall, and charge tickets.
I'd way rather just go DJ, from my car for free.
Yeah,
But-
dude. It's called pivoting. Learn something about it. Hustle popcorn.
Brandon, though, that was a serious question at the beginning of the chat. Basically,
many
if you're saving money
401ks?
for retirement.
And he's like, I'm 12.
What you're doing.
I have a lot of
I'm
time.
12. I'm not 12. I'm 21, but I do think I have a lot of time. I mean, I know I should be putting away now, but I'm not actually. I'm reinvesting a lot into the business while I kind of can, and probably within a year or two, I'll start really putting some stuff aside.
After he finishes selling all these sneeze guards, he's going to have a lot of money to put aside.
No, you know what? It's an interesting point because I was just talking to my buddy too. That's where I was doing the CNC this morning. He just bought one, and we were both having the conversation. He's like, "Man, it's hard to like make money doing this," and it's like, "There's money there, and yeah, we're selling a lot of them, but it's weird going from like the service side. You could sell a $5,000 package, and 4,000 of it can be profit." Whereas with a product side, you sell $5,000 worth of sneeze guards and maybe 4,000 of it's material. So it's weird when you're selling actual products, just like you selling T-shirts. I'm sure it's the same way,
Yeah,
Rick.
I learned that real quick.
A lot
with the
of
t-shirts.
a lot of it goes to that, and then like we just shipped 2 of them yesterday out to Minnesota.
Shipping cost on that was probably ridiculous.
Shipping and packaging.
Oh, it's always Brandon. It's always Brandon.
He never knows. He never knows it's happening.
He's just dropping knowledge bombs right now.
He's a robot. It all makes sense now. Do it.
Listen to him still going.
Ain't no way a 21-year-old would have that kind of mindset.
What's
I
up,
speak-
Barr?
1010001.
Can you guys hear me? I guess I was cutting out.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're cutting out. You're good. now.
Okay. Yeah. I'm probably like hopping around between Optimum and cellular. So.
All right.
But yeah, it's tough. There's not as much, a lot of the money goes out to material. So.
I can see that.
It does 100%.
And Brandon, are you going to do any more live streams?
Probably. I mean, I enjoy doing them. I never put like the tip thing out. So like I never brought like money in through them. So it was like, okay, yeah, I had nothing to do the past 3 Saturdays. Let me do it. But like now I've got some stuff going on. So it's a little harder for me to like pull myself to do it. But I definitely want to do at least 1 or 2 more before this is over. And then we usually do that like warehouse Wednesday night where we set up like a crazy big setup in the warehouse. So when things get back to normal and we can do that again, I plan on live streaming those now that
That'd be
we
nuts.
know how to do it. So
Good idea. Good idea.
That is
I like it. I like it.
Fantastic, Brandon. That is amazing.
What did I miss? Just talking about coronavirus, or
Yeah,
The whole time.
a lot of that.
His favorite subject.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Okay. Oh, so one question for all the DJs in the house. DJ Jordan asked, do you like streaming open format, or stick to certain styles like old school, freestyle, and EDM? For me, I am open format. However, I do fall back to old school because that's just the music I listen to or play anyway.
He couldn't have said it any better than that. I mean, I love old school hip hop and stuff like that, but open format, what it allows you to do is stream for 2 hours. Am I right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Am I
Stream
right?
2 hours if you can do open format. But I mean, if you're only doing one genre, you're probably just gonna get an hour and then probably call it.
And you know what? I would do more than an hour. I would do an hour if people would get on time. But I don't see like my peak until around 35, 40 minutes in, and all of a sudden, like, and now I got to keep going. So
Yeah.
it sucks.
You're conditioning your audience to do that. Like if you say it's only going to be an hour,
Oh, God.
they're going to show up on time.
Joseph
Oh,
Scott
yeah,
again.
He said, "Oh God."
Get them berries. Get the frozen berries out.
Put an ice pack on top of the
I put my
camera.
camera in
No, you got to treat it like DJing outside. You put your MacBook
laptop,
on
yeah.
on an ice block.
ice pack. Jeez. I'll answer the question. I'm gonna hop off. I got some stuff to take care of. But in terms of music, like for me, I just stick to one style, which is more upbeat house, remixes, electro. Mainly just because of the platform and don't want to get kicked out. But I also trying to see, one of my main goal is here in LA, like I want to DJ, I mean, just to throw it out there in the universe, I want to DJ at, Universal Studios Hollywood City Walk, which is a public area where families and everyone can dance. Like a family oriented upbeat music that's recognizable but yet fun remix.
Miss Ninja DJ's
Top
there
40.
all the time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And so that Disneyland, like any of those big popular like brands, like I want that. I'm just trying to go for that kind of style where it caters to everybody. Not, it could be old school, it could be fun, but it's a particular style where it's upbeat, fun, and so that's my live stream. It's mainly for that.
Mojo, did you say Disneyland?
Yeah, just like theme parks, kind of. Yeah,
When
Disneyland.
they play at a theme park.
Wait, you play music that they play at a theme park?
It's outside the theme park.
Oh, I
Not
mean,
like when they're
there's-
like getting on the
Yeah.
rides. He's not
Yeah.
playing "It's a Small
No,
World."
no, like
Oh, okay. I didn't
Like
know if there was a
you're-
remix
Oh,
to
Jaeger,
Small
yeah.
World or.
no, remix. Okay, not like that. Sorry. So for
Radio
example, yeah, top 40 radio music, but it's still fun. It's just for, I mean, for me, that fits more my kind of crowd. So lately in my live stream, it's more towards that kind of vibe, where it's like, for example, I did like a September by Earth, Wind and Fire throwback, but it was a nice EDM version of it. That's still fun. That caters to all ages. Oh, we got someone, Jaeger. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Let's talk. but downtown Disney, so it's not actually inside the park, but it's downtown Disney or just somewhere where it's public, in a public setting.
Yeah.
So
I actually have a really good homie of mine that lives in
Yeah.
Florida. So he's at Disney World, but he DJs at Disney World full time. And it's exactly what you're talking about. Like they go into that entertainment area or whatever. And
Yeah.
he's just kind of like Mr. Personality, just kind of playing normal, kind of radio top 40 stuff, like whatever's popular, just so the kids will have a good time.
yeah,
And the parents have a good time too.
yeah.
Good mix.
Exactly. Hey guys, I have to go. It's but great chatting with y'all. I got to put some ice pack on my camera.
Invest in some lighting, please. Get some lighting for your studio. It's really dark.
Yeah, it's so dark over there.
It's so dark, yeah. All right, catch you later, guys.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Later, have a good one. All right, bye.
Speaking of dark, gentlemen, I just pulled in my driveway. I'm gonna hop off and get in the shower and stuff.
You're not going to take us in your shower?
Oh no! Please.
Damn it.
I'll call you guys back. Hold on.
I'll be right back. Like
All right, Brandon. Good talking to you.
See you guys later.
Icon's so on point with the stream deck. I love it.
My stream deck's still plugged into my other computer that I used yesterday. So
Oh, so that's why the stream sucks.
That's
Hey,
gotta
Eyecon,
be.
how many people does that club hold? That thing is massive, dude.
Club can't hold us.
How many people is that? Like a good 2,000, 1,000 people?
Heck, yo. That's crazy.
Damn, that's a lot of people. Did he freeze?
Is that Oz?
Yeah, so that one specifically, that's Oz. It looks massive because it's shot with a fisheye. That one holds cap on that one is right at 900-ish, something like that. And then that one is actually connected to Malibu's. Like there's literally a doorway in the wall that you can walk through to get there. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about this in the club world. Like never have I ever worked so hard in the club than when my club, who is same company, same people own it, but I'm literally competing against them on a nightly basis. Because if I play one song that they don't like, it takes them 5 seconds to walk out of my room and into the next club over. Like, dude, like I'm telling you, that is such a crazy dynamic, man. Like people move in and out of there more than anything I've ever seen. I mean, so much to the point to where like we as DJs, we're homies, of course, we'll play specific music to push them back and forth between the rooms so we can sell more alcohol. It's such a crazy dynamic.
That was my whole entire college career. Because in college, where we're at OU, it's a party school, but in a quarter-mile stretch, there's 22 different bars. Literally, bar hopping is the whole entire environment there. And literally, my whole entire night is structured around cycling people in and out to sell more drinks for the client.
Sure. But so in that situation, for people to go to the next club or the next bar, they would actually have to go out of that club, like into the street and then into another one, correct?
Yeah, they walk literally less than like 30 feet out the door to the next one.
So this is basically like being in your bedroom and having your bedroom door open and then walking into the bathroom. Like it is that it's something you just kind of have to see, man. Like from the DJ's perspective, it is a crazy place to work. I think as a DJ, it's really made me work hard for my crowd kind of on a nightly basis. And I think at the end of the day, it's probably made me a better DJ than what I once was. I definitely don't love it every night though. I can tell you that, man. It's tough. It's really tough for sure.
Fabulous. What kind of questions and stuff do we have in the chat?
Yeah, we can answer a few more and then bounce off here. What's our numbers like? 140.
139. We're on the down.
Yeah, we'll take it till 7:15. So to see if there's any more questions here.
So 10:15.
7:15.
How long?
7:15
now is that?
10 minutes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 10 minutes.
You're looking at 4 people on the East Coast over here.
All right.
You guys can't do basic math. Why are you always getting mad at me when I say that?
Is it 3 or 4 hours?
Always make me look
Dude,
at
I
the
never
clock
remember
when you
it.
say
Short
that. I'm
answer
like,
is
there's no
no.
way it's 7:15.
Seriously, I never know what time it is over there. It's 3 or 4. Was it 4 hours or 3?
It's 3 hours. 3 hours max.
That was 4.
Yeah.
All
What
right.
have you done with your
Has anyone DJ'd at a casino? That's probably a
50, but what the fuck?
Wait. Oh my God.
a 60 bomb? Whoa!
Poppy coming through.
What the
Hey,
fuck
Poppy,
is wrong with
I
I
Cleveland's
got a
channel?
baby due in 2
It's
weeks,
'cause
dog. I
Georgia
need
reopened.
type
I
of
see
fun.
that ATL on you.
Whoa!
My man's making money again.
Can we seriously,
Trying to
Cleveland? What the
flaunt.
fuck is up with our
Trying to
channel?
flaunt.
This
Somebody's
happened
got
last
new
time.
gigs. Eric, somebody's got new gigs.
What?
Just like to remind everybody that next week I'll be hosting.
Like seriously, this happened last time we were on Cleveland's channel. What the hell is up with your
Terry,
channel?
I don't remember you asking me to sign a release of liability for it. So technically, any of this money that comes through should go to the kids.
it all
Dude, we
it all
said
goes
that
to
last
charity.
time.
It all goes to charity.
We said that last time, man. He was over $200 last time we were in here.
I don't remember.
Wow,
I don't remember
that's
all
amazing.
One dude dropped 4
He said
$25
it's
tips in a row.
he said it's for toilet paper.
That should go to Barr.
Because Barr grew up poor.
Hey, yo,
Bar's
he
over
took
there
that from
stealing from
Target.
restaurants.
Hey,
and
he took that
bathrooms
from
and
Target, man.
bars.
Bar, the toilet paper that you have, that's not a normal roll. That looks like the one that's at like
Like the gas
Like a
station.
gas station.
Uh-huh.
He stole that from Target.
Did you
No
steal
comment.
it?
No comment.
Where's that? I'll be
I'm
right
out.
back, yo.
Here we go. We got the 99er. 99 cents.
It's just not the same.
It's always balance.
But thank you, Hector. Appreciate you. Did we miss anybody else who did the super chat today?
What's up with this, man? Every time we're on Cleveland's channel, we get all these crazy tips, bro.
Right?
Well, maybe because one of us doesn't tell people to dislike the room.
Right. I was just about to say that.
But Barr's poor. We should be giving money on Bar's channel.
Oh wait,
It was an experiment, guys. It was just an experiment to see if we could. If we had it's called command of the crowd manipulation, crowd control.
You do that very well.
J1 the brand super chat $5. He's been my go-to DJ for 20 years. Maybe that was when I wasn't on here. DJLefty.com. Or maybe he spent $5 to advertise. That could be advertising.
Nice. It's good use.
You can advertise on my page. I don't care.
Honestly, if you had a DJ live stream, it would be a bad idea to throw a $5 tip on
I thought
these
about
chats.
that. Here's another one from Frank Turner. That was from Mojo. Thank you, Frank. I'm just hitting all the people that gave us some money. Let's see. Anybody else?
By us, you mean you.
I mean, we, like the royal we. Oh, there's
John,
one more.
I'm just as mad as you, bro.
Zion, thanks again for yours, and that's it. All going to my favorite charity. Thank you, guys.
DJ Majesty asked another question about getting. This is an all quote or all caps pro licenses for your business. You mean like a local DJ license? We talked about that a little bit earlier, in which case I think we all agree that it would be up to your local municipalities as far as if you needed to do
every
that
jurisdiction is different. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. There was one dude that asked a similar question. He says he's an East Coast DJ and he's got to go DJ in Cali for something. He wanted to know if he needed to get.
It depends on the city. So if you are a temporary, you don't need to get a license. However, certain cities like Culver City, Santa Monica, if you're operating within their city limits, they will require you to buy an annual license. There's no temporary license. You have to buy the full thing.
What if you're doing
Just
one event?
One event is the same price no matter what.
What's the fee if you get caught?
They come after you.
Just to piggyback off of that, as far as the licenses and stuff goes, also certain areas require you to have insurance.
They all require insurance.
Venues
require insurance.
Now, I'll tell you this: like here, there are not a lot of venues that require insurance and stuff here, but I know in other cities, other states, and stuff like that, you guys fully require.
Oh, wait, hold on. He's not talking about that. DJ Majesty is talking about ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC. Yeah, we are technically speaking, we are not required to have the license because the venue is supposed to have the license. We're just playing in the venue. However, some don't do it, so technically, it's a gray area, but it should be the venue.
All right.
I just keep thinking about that $60, bro. I'm not like sold out. I don't even know what y'all talking about.
What about that $50 earlier, bro?
Shoot, that's
You
already.
made $110 just in 2 tips.
Thank you.
Bro, there's more coming in. There's another DJ ATM, literally DJ ATM on here.
And he only gave me $3.99. Should it have been a 20?
Start that Roth IRA.
It should have been a 20 at the ATM.
Questions for a
DJ
minimum of $61 a piece now.
ATM, run that card again, bro.
There was a semi-legit question.
How much
earlier.
trusting from InBeats? How much trusting would you buy?
Rent it. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
If you're just getting started, rent it. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
True.
It's DJ Experience was asking, what is the standing with your employees? Are you still paying them?
That was
Who has the most employees here? Maybe Eric?
I think I do. Or either Eric or me.
Yeah, maybe. I
Wait
don't
a
know.
minute,
Drop
John,
them numbers,
we got
baby. Drop them
employees.
numbers.
I have
John has a good bit too.
at the high point of people working, I have up to 50 employees.
Damn.
I don't have anywhere close
All right,
to that.
Cleveland, you ain't got to brag.
It
Hashtag support small business.
it ain't bragging. Every week when we're all of
What's
us.
an average, not a max?
No, on an average, we'll do anywhere between 4 to 6 parties on a Saturday night, and each party will have a minimum of 4 people on them.
7
100.
hosts. Yeah.
So
we got
so
7
you're
DJs.
so you're probably the most qualified to answer.
And
Do you
said
legally
question.
have to
Or why
provide
don't
health
both of you-
insurance?
Why don't both of you
No,
take?
because we're still too small to have to provide health insurance. But
On that.
I think it's 100. Yeah,
Is it 100?
yeah. But the answer is no. We are not providing for the employees at the moment. They all file for unemployment, which we signed off on. So they are getting that, but we're not paying anybody right now.
You're on your
Tell
own, bro.
The rich just get richer.
I'm out of here. I'm out. No.
Wait, what?
I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh my
I'm ending this right now. But all right, next week it's on my channel. Fuck y'all. I got a baby coming. Don't none of y'all need this money more than I do. Oh my.
John, you need to make that video. We got affiliate shit.
Holy
Roll
cow.
out some cash for that baby.
Oh my God.
Y'all just out here with all kinds of disposable income.
Bro,
I'm not working at all. I'm in California. There's no business.
I keep saying it, bro. The rich just get richer, man.
Oh my
Yo,
God.
dude,
Terry,
this dude runs his business in Japan. What?
Can your favorite charity be the quarantine DJ charity? Like,
Bro, Eycon's never coming back after this.
All right, so hold on. Well, wait.
No, he's going to invite us to be on his channel next time.
Okay.
Eycon's like, yo, I need some sort of commission.
yo, so back to the
Icon be
streaming
like,
thing.
so
I'm gonna
you-
start up my Twitch channel like immediately. So,
I changed my response.
So Eyecon, yeah, well, Eyecon, what was that about Twitch and not going on these platforms?
God knows.
This is
Bro.
only on Cleveland's channel right now, dude. What the freak?
Hey man, it's just I guess
Can we answer the question, though?
Yeah, we need to answer the question.
So I have trademark, business licenses, and my EIN. That's why I asked. I also run my business in Japan, and am a federally.
He say something
Contract.
prior to that?
Yeah, this dude definitely getting richer.
Yeah,
dang.
he
Oh, he was the one that asked the question about the ASCAP, BMI, and SESAC.
it still doesn't change anything. The venue
That
should.
falls on the venue.
Yeah.
That falls on the host, not the
Holy
performer.
Was that worth $100, man?
Hey, he
Hell no.
he
it
got
wasn't.
he got his answer.
Hell, my channel.
What the
Ask
hell,
question
Rick?
again.
Hey, John, you sounded like that mean hell to the no.
I do.
I
I
just saw that, but I could not put it together. I was like, no, this guy did not.
I do want to point out something. I do want to point out that my eCam is highlighting comments. Maybe they like that.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
All right, I'm about to make. Are we done, or I'm gonna make somebody a host?
We got 2 minutes. Any other questions here?
I think you made Rick a host already, John.
Did you already-
Nah.
It's told me that it made John host.
I saw something that
Let's
said
wrap
Rick
it
was
up.
not a
We
host.
Make
touch on the employee thing right now. My employees, they're all W-2, so they immediately could get unemployment. They're good. I don't have to pay them. I didn't even have to sign off on them being unemployed just because all of the unemployment, it specifically is like if you're laid off due to coronavirus or for furloughed or whatever the term is,
furloughed.
due to coronavirus, it has nothing to do with your employee.
Right, exactly.
So I didn't
Same.
have to-
I'm in the same boat. They got unemployment and they got unemployment.
I'm on an unemployment.
$9.99
You
coming
know.
in.
I signed up myself. I just stopped paying myself. Cool.
I kind of was like, what the hell? What have I walked into?
Yo, I didn't see this last week on
Welcome
the
to
stream, bro.
Quarantine
What
DJ.
is,
Didn't
what
happen,
is going
Icon.
on right now, son?
It did not happen.
Let's
only
just.
happened
It's
for
all because we have the
Terry's
special
setup.
guest on here. He's
No,
the reason
Terry,
why we're getting this.
Terry, I'm gonna need to see that paperwork for said money going to said charity, bro. I need to see it.
Terry, do I need to submit my W-9 to you?
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
This is
Fuck
fucking
yeah,
out.
yo, fuck y'all.
I ain't never gonna hear from this man again.
I'm just waiting for someone to top the $9.99. Someone could drop a flat 100.
No, man, no, we ain't got time.
Hey.
We ain't got time.
Yeah, we some of us do have stuff to do, families. I can only stay on for so long.
What?
After that 5-hour one, it killed me.
Bro, this is
Oh,
how
you a weak
You ain't complaining, bro.
You got like over 200
I
bones
was
on
about
here.
to say that was like 200 plus bones.
That's
in that
over 200.
one.
You better keep. Hey, you better keep your ass in this
Yo,
chat, man. Hey, listen up.
Order 66 to answer your question. We do about 300 bar mitzvahs a year, give or take. Well, we did anyway. We don't do them
No,
anymore.
Are y'all hiring? Like I'm trying to move to the gal.
That is some serious money.
I mean, we did kick Nick out, so we're looking for another host.
For real.
Oh boy.
For real.
Whoa.
All right, I'm out.
Wait.
I'm ending this fucking Zoom chat right now.
There's no way you can cancel this chat, bro.
Y'all keep
my
this
God.
same energy coming whenever we're on my fucking channel. Y'all
Hey, that
keep
dude
$40.
dropped straight 100 now. He did.
Yo,
straight
I didn't want to
100.
say anything. Yo, guys, somebody cash app me, and I'm probably gonna return
Oh
it.
shit!
So,
What'd
yeah,
you get Cash App for?
I don't even want to say how much I just got
Oh, come
cash
on,
app,
man,
but
bro.
Hold up the phone.
It,
Hold up the
it'll
phone.
be like that one dude that cash apped me and then took it back at 3 hours later.
No, bro. I mean, I'm probably gonna return that. That's
Is it more than any tip we've got?
yes.
Oh wow.
Oh
What?
shit!
Don't return it.
Don't return it.
No.
It was to you.
There we go. Eyecon coming in with
Hey,
the
you can
my
split
God.
that. Hey, you can split that in Cash App. You know, split that, send it out.
Nah, dude. I think I'm gonna issue a refund. I feel bad. This is crazy.
Yo,
You got
no
me
refunds,
check- you got me
bro.
checking
It's in
my
the
Venmo.
contract.
Yeah,
No
dude.
refunds.
Yeah.
Okay.
No refunds.
Bar is not rich. Whoever said Bar is rich, it is not true. Don't let the media fool you.
Bro,
Icon, you just supporting the cause now?
Hey man, everybody else is doing it. I mean,
it's like at a strip club, bro. You see everybody else doing it, so fuck it. Why not?
gotta get
All
that
right,
toilet paper,
I
man.
gotta go.
Dude, that chat looks crazy, bro.
Big. You
This looks
oh
like a
my
popular
God.
gamer stream I'm watching right now. Of all these.
Oh
fucking
my
donuts.
god!
God!
No!
Another 100 piece.
Is
Oh my
Yo!
god!
he may be
Are
drunk.
you kidding me?
This is ridiculous.
Bro, guys, I
Look
think.
at the
Oh my
icon.
god, bro, that money's for me, bro.
Prove it.
Bar is broke.
No,
Bro,
send
this
me
is
some
crazy.
paper.
This
What
is
is
crazy.
happening right now?
Bro.
Yo, the
this
real
is
question is, listen, the real question is, we gotta report these tips.
The IRS is watching. Hell yeah.
I mean, you had to give YouTube a W-9 or
Yeah,
your
yeah.
LLC
Yeah.
number. So,
yeah,
yeah,
these tips are gonna get claimed
Yeah.
because YouTube. That's not how much he's gonna get. 'Cause
No.
YouTube
Yeah,
also
YouTube
takes a
takes
cut.
part of
Yep,
it.
exactly.
YouTube.
Yeah,
takes
so
a
if you really want to give us 100, you need to give
Yeah, so y'all need
140.
to
Bro!
John's like mine.
Bro, this is
I haven't seen
fucking
money rolling in
crazy.
like this for a while.
Bro, how much
This
did
is
we
nuts.
make last week, bro? This is crazy.
We didn't make shit last week, dude.
No,
Alright,
we-
compared to this.
I've never made it-
Had this
I
kind
gotta
of
get
guy
$1
dropping
out
a
of this.
20 bomb.
you're upset. You're upsetting John, guys.
No, y'all ain't upset me. It's all up, man. I'm
Nah,
glad
he's gonna-
somebody's making some money. It's
He's
all
gonna
good.
throw up, man. It's
See,
written all over his
John's
face. Any
John's
second
excited
now.
now. He was the first one to host, and now he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this needs to come back to me now. Let's go."
We might,
got him
we might be
conditioned.
live streaming from a hospital room next
Oh,
week.
that'd be
I don't
dope.
know.
That would be dope.
Hey, yeah,
He's like, it's coming. He's like, not now.
$100 coming in.
Drop 100 if you want me to turn the camera.
Oh.
I'll talk to y'all all next, or probably before next week, but we'll see you next time. I gotta get.
All right,
All right,
man.
John.
All right, well,
Good luck, man.
let's wrap this up.
Yeah. No, we all. All right, guys. Oh man,
This is crazy.
what a day! What
Are
a
we
day!
gambling here or what?
Oh, so somebody asked if we're going to DJ Expo, 2021.
If we are,
Yeah, I'd like to.
They still have it.
I'd like to go to DJ Expo 2021. I haven't been there yet. I've only been to NAMM.
I'm not touching anybody.
What do you mean
but I'll go.
2021? Did they already cancel 2020?
I don't know.
Oh, for August? Man, I'm
Yeah.
sure there is no way they're gonna have that in August.
I don't know, dude. Did you see the Republican Party's trying to have their giant conference here next month?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They have to. They're,
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
they're the no mask boys. They got to do it. No thanks. But I
Yo, it's still showing on the DJ Expo website, August 10th.
They haven't
through the
taken
13th.
it down yet. I've been watching
Wow.
it's gonna be.
I'll
I'm
go.
not going.
I'll go.
That's
I'll go.
surprising.
Yeah,
it. I'll be there.
yeah. Brickland's best secret said it ain't happening. I
need the
agree.
write-off.
After this, I'll never miss another convention ever again. I swear to God.
Give it another month and it. Wait. Where's the expo at? Is it Atlantic City? Where's it at?
Atlantic City, yeah.
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 You never know.
Dude, I think by August we'll be able to do it. I honestly do.
Man,
I don't
the
think
tough
so,
part
bro.
about it is if you're going to try to get in a hotel at any type of decent rate, I mean,
Right.
that thing needs to be booked like yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see what they're doing about like refunds and stuff like that. You know, if it ends up not happening or whatever.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
Don't sign the contract.
no.
Think about that.
Yeah.
So, all right, folks.
Contract.
I think this will end this evening. We want to appreciate all you guys for sticking
Unless you
around.
drop another Hondo. real quick.
We're still high at 148, so that is fantastic. Great numbers, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Want to thank our guest today, DJ Eyecon, for being a great guest. He doesn't even need me to say it; he can do it himself. And
Somebody said I'm gonna bring the COVID to that. Oh, that's fucked up.
like that one grandma that coughed on the dude.
Bro, I have allergies. Having allergies when this COVID shit is going on is the worst because you can't
Bro,
sneeze without somebody's saying something.
Same. I sneezed in Food Line the other, and everybody was like, "Who? What? I don't. Who?
Yeah,
I don't
You
know."
saw that one dude.
Burn him.
The first couple of weeks with the COVID, there was like a thing. What happens when you have coronavirus? When you sneeze in Texas, and some dude got shot.
Yeah. No, it's for real though. Like I've had allergies all my life, asthma, allergy stuff. So it's like I'm not trying to be somewhere where I can get sicker. Like I'm good, So, but anyway, so let's go around the round robin here. We got J Book, we got DJ Barr, we got DJ Rick Webb, and we got
What up?
Eric.
Eric.
DJ.
And then there's Eric.
Eric.
All right.
DJ E-Rock. Get it right.
Appreciate all of you. Look, she says that no, Lady Beats. Everybody wants to go. We've been on here for over 2 hours now.
I'll stay.
No. You should wait until I do another DJ live stream, and then you can get on.
Hey, we'll take the DJ quarantine. I'll start it up on my channel as soon as CT gets off. Everybody wants to join in.
There you go.
Yep.
The real
It's
question.
moving to my channel.
The real question is, what are the tips going to be like next week when I'm not on here? That is the question.
It's gonna be hard to beat.
I've seen some before, but you're right. You's right.
This is going to be tough to
Hey, they want to know what the live stream schedules are for this.
It's every Wednesday.
I think they're saying who's next week.
Oh, they're
Or
talking
DJ.
about like
DJ.
for DJing.
I was actually thinking about going tomorrow.
It's random. Oh, about DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
DJ.
Oh, I think Jay's next, isn't he?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yo,
Are you tomorrow? I thought you scheduled for Friday.
Who?
I seriously have DJ homies texting me right now, like, what is up with these tips? It's going. He was like, yo, what's going down right now?
I mean,
not on that show.
I mean, not to brag, but it's been pretty standard. Every
Yeah.
week we pretty much got
Not
tips.
this crazy though.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
amazing.
we've never gotten 100 like that. Never.
We've got $50 tips, but
I think the most we've ever
Good.
gotten, I think, was a 60 before this, right? Well, that was
we got one
that was-
$50
that was-
tip.
Yeah.
It was on CT's channel though.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that,
always on
that's
CT.
right. It's always on CT's channel.
Think about
The
it.
rich just get richer.
Just think about it for a minute. If it's
These are all dudes from my Facebook. Y'all should be thanking me. All these big
all right.
tips.
most
always
of those
people from my
tips come
damn
in saying
Facebook.
something about Barr, so just want to throw that out.
Whoa.
I only saw one.
yeah, I only saw one too.
And I'm pretty sure that was the $5
Oh,
tip.
look, Paul getting those undercover numbers up there.
The first night it was like, this is
Bar's
Barr
broke,
for
Bar's
food, for lunch.
Yeah, we like. You know what? You need to turn that Cash App tip around, and then we'll talk.
I know, right? Where's the love?
Oh, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to keep that cash app tip, bro. It was crazy.
All right,
He's
folks.
saying that to be wholesome on stream.
I know. So we don't know. We don't know. I think Jay's on tomorrow. After that, it'll probably
about-
Rick.
I was about to say, I think I might go tomorrow after whenever Jay gets
Cool.
on.
There we go. Hey guys, always a pleasure. Thank you guys for checking out my videos, checking out my channel. Once again,
Donating.
thank you guys for donating. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Peace.
Later, dudes.
Cheers, guys.